later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Kansas learn from participating in high school sports? Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gowan Stadium and the broadcast booth for Hutch High football. I'm Glenn Grunwald, joined by Dan Nacarado. And Dan, we finally get a home game, which we've been having two road trips, exciting road trips to Valley Center, and last week out to Garden City, but now we get some home cooking. And so glad to be back in Gowans. Glad to be back in our great, spacious broadcast booth that we have here.
It's a great night for football, and you're exactly right. We enjoyed those road trips, but it's always good to be at home. There's no finer facility for high school football anywhere than Gowan Stadium, and we love the press box.
No doubt about that. Now, the opponent, we talked about him for tonight, is going to be a good one, and that would be the Maize South Mavericks. They come in at 2-0. You gave me some information this week. Number one, they're off to a 118 points to 6 in their two games of their opponents for this year. But their last three, they've had a lot of success with starting quick, and they're a good ball club.
They've been good for several years. In week one against Great Bend, that Maize South offense racked up 611 yards of total offense. And then in week two, they just kept it rolling against Salina South in that 62-6 win. So it's a good team on the offensive side of the ball, and they're also impressive defensively.
Colin Shields, the quarterback. He's 6'1", 200. We talked about him in the pregame. He is a good one.
I haven't seen a better passer in the state of Kansas in the last couple of years, to be honest with you. He puts the ball on the money. He went 13 out of 14 in game one against Great Bend, and it's not just short little passes that he's dumping off. He's throwing the ball down the field and hitting people on fly patterns in full stride.
600-plus yards in that game?
611 yards of total offense. Now, Shields didn't play. You know, you get ahead so far, a lot of times your starting quarterback doesn't play that much in the second half. But when you can put up 611 yards in a high school football game, that's getting it done.
We want to welcome also the listeners and those folks viewing from Maize South. As we know, Coach Pfeiffer did a nice job of letting people know about the fact that they would be on the radio. I know they had their group down there doing NFHS football as well. NFHS Network, but we're so glad to have those folks along. And he's the only head coach they've ever known in his 12th year.
Yeah, the very first year, I believe they played a schedule against JV teams as they were trying to get established. But Coach Pfeiffer is 82-35. They've been consistently good every year.
Rolling the sidelines again tonight is our good friend Joe Blake, who's made his way all the way up here from Cali College. And, Joe, you have an absolutely perfect night for football down there. Temperature-wise, you can't get it any better than this, buddy.
Oh, yeah, we got about 75 degrees down here and a wind that's about 5 to 10 miles per hour. It'll be moving from right to left on your stream back home.
Well, that's makes it quite interesting to how it's going to happen down there, but we'll be going down there. You are courtesy of, by the way, Papa John's Pizza at 17th and Plum, as well as Jackson Meat. So you'll give us all the ins and outs, and we'll catch up with you in just a little bit. Thanks. Good to have you back this week. Again, Joe Blake down on the sidelines. This just came in. Breaking news very quickly is the fact that there has been U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Ginsburg has passed away, Dan. So there's a Supreme Court judge. She's 87 years old, complications with her pancreatic cancer, so sorry to hear about that, but wanted to interrupt our broadcast to point that out, because that's a big one. That's a biggie, especially in election year and all those things that are taking place there. So sorry to hear about that. Maize South will be dressed out in their whites tonight, with the black helmets. Their colors are kind of a gold, white, and black. And Hutchinson High will be in their blues with the black pants. They'll be in their blues with white numerals. So they are still in the locker room and getting set for some last second instructions from the head coach, again, Mike Vernon, who, when we had lunch with him the other day, he's a more relaxed man this year. I think he feels like he's getting the most out of his kids. There's the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, and he feels pretty good about what the effort, at least, that his team has put out. Now, he said, we might not be the most talented, but all you can ask is for your kids to do the best that they can do, and he feels like they're doing that.
The entire Salthawk football coaching staff has been very pleased with this year's football team. They've been a pleasure to work with, both on the field and off the field. They've made each other proud and represented each other well and represented the community very well. So that always makes the coaching job a little bit more pleasant. Plus, it's Mike Vernon's third year now at Hutchinson High School. He has totally turned this program into his own program. You're seeing things like no huddle.
Mm-hmm. Like 18 passes a game.
18 passes last week at Garden City. So without a doubt, I mean, you can still tell it's Salthawk football because they still run the option, and some of the traditional things that have been done for the last 20 years are still being done. But Mike Vernon has the confidence to do things the way he wants them done, and he's put his mark on this program.
He certainly has, and pleased to have him as the head coach along with his assistants to do such a wonderful job. Great football this last Monday as both the JV squad as well as the freshman squad won over Garden City. The freshman score was 28-26 in a close ball game, and I think the JV score was just as close, maybe a 4-point margin, 32-28.
Yeah, they were both close games, and they were both physical. Matter of fact, Friday night's varsity game at Garden City and then the freshman game and the JV game on Monday, all three of those games were very physical. Really
physical. They have some big kids out there. So Hutchinson's just taking the field. If you're watching on the stream, we've introduced Joe Blake. Now we'll introduce Sarah Peterson. She's our camera video photographer and does the job for both HutchPost.com as well as also for the Salthawk Sports streaming channel on Facebook. You just go to Hutch Salthawk Sports on Facebook, and you can watch her efforts there as well. And also, of course, tomorrow morning it'll be on the NFHS network as well, on the Hutch Salthawk network, as we'll get that all uploaded as well. The captains are meeting out at the center of the field. We'll see what takes place with the flip from center. We'll see if Joe's got a good angle on that as well. Flip from center, flip at center field, I should say. And we're getting set for football action. There are some games. Lions had to cancel with Nickerson, so Nickerson has a game all the way up in Atchison, Kansas, against Mar Hill. And there's some other games you and I were talking about. Some Kansas teams are having to go out of the country, the state.
I think Coffeyville is playing Pleasant Hill, Missouri, and they're playing that game at Baker University tonight. So
we're going to check the center here and get the flip and see what's going to take place. They're going to defer. It'll be Maize won the toss. They're going to defer, and Hutchinson will receive and defend the goal to the north. That's our first indication we had. Joe, is that the way you kind of saw it down there to some extent?
Oh, yeah, exactly. You got it exactly right, Glenn.
All righty. So Hutchinson will get the football just as last week. Got it early on, and we'll get set to go to battle here in just a little bit. So glad to have you along. Glad to have you along, Coach Knack, as well. First time we've been in the booth, we noticed we've got one shining light over our head. That should do as the sun starts to set to our west before too long, but we're good to go.
We'll make it work. And while we wait for kickoff, I'm glad you brought up this coaching staff because it's not Mike Vernon, the head coach, doing it all by himself. Scott Yanis has been the defensive coordinator for a long time. Dave Armbrust coaches the linebackers. Adam Kroll coaches running backs and freshmen. Dalton Luce, the linebackers, DNs. Sean Harper, the O-line. Travis Thurston, the quarterbacks, and as the offensive coordinator. Jeremy Garcia, Derek Reset, Grant Ray, Dylan Graves, Mace Kroll, Casey Sedbrook, Zach Burkhart, it takes a lot.
It takes a lot of people.
A lot of hardworking people to pull a football program together.
All right, back deep to receive will be Peterson along with, I believe it's going to be Kokar back there as well. Actually, it will be Newquist.
Yes,
Newquist.
Newquist, the outstanding free safety.
So Newquist back there as well, along with Nolan Cunningham is back there on that far side. It's going to be a booming kick taken at the 18. Kokar has it. He's going to turn the corner around the right side. Has some room. He's across the 30 and then out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Nifty little run by Kokar after he took it right about the 18 and returned it out for about a 15-yard pickup, going from far side to near side.
Let's talk about what happened there on that kickoff return. Normally, Kokar is deep, but Hutchinson has scouted Maize South, and they knew where they would probably kick it, and that's where they positioned the man they wanted to return it, Noah Kokar.
That's why they threw me off for a second with Cunningham back there, but hey, stranger things happen. All right, Miles Thompson, the quarterback, threw 18 passes last week, gives it off to Blackwell. Blackwell comes off the the right side out of that slot position and back to maybe picked up a yard, 2nd down and 9.
We're glad Maize South wore their white uniforms with black numbers that are very easy to see. Sometimes when Maize South plays at home, they wear black jerseys with black numbers that are just outlined in gold, and it's a little bit more difficult to see the numbers.
We refer to those as the stealth jerseys. Blackwell, by the way, 5'8", 160. He is a senior. Again, he is that right slot. Now they'll set up McEwen, the lone running back in the backfield. It's in Kokar in motion. They're giving him McEwen, big hole. He's across the 40, up to the 45. Leans forward, big hit, but up to the 46-yard line on a quick opener for the first down.
That was Jaden Okert from his defensive back position, and that was quite a collision at the end of that play. Glad to see both players pop up. Good run, good tackle.
It certainly was. Good job there. Time to get going again. First down and 10. Ball at the 46 of Hutchinson. Thompson leads them up to the line of scrimmage. They'll split wideouts left and right. Peterson on our near side. Pitches it on the side to Kokar. Turns the corner, 50. Dances out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Maize South.
What a lead block by Anthony Blackwell to seal off the edge and enable Kokar to turn it upfield.
All right, that'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. Nice pickup of about 7 yards on the carry by Kokar. So Salthawks facing a short yardage situation, Dan, for the first time in the ball game, actually, because they've been ripping off pretty good. They picked up a couple yards on the carry by Blackwell. Since then, it's been really positive, positive yardage. 2nd
and short, you can call pretty much anything in the playbook.
Doobie over center. The keeper this time is going to be given off again. McEwen, and he knifes his way all the way down to the 33-yard line of Maize South. Hutchinson moving the pigskin.
Another collision there with Jaden Okert. That was a very impressive run play. Salthawks have a great drive going early.
Alec didn't have the week he wanted last week. He certainly wanted to pile up some yards, and he's wanting to get his number called. And so far, on 2 different occasions, he's picked up big positive yardage. This moved the chains again. First down, Hutchinson.
Alec was suffering with leg cramps early in the game last week, and that really made it difficult for him to play.
Miles Thompson down under center. Quick count gives it again to Blackwell. He has an opening. He's hit hard at the 30-yard line, though, but picks up a couple yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Blackwell over that between left tackle and guard, which goes in sights up there leading the cause.
That time it was Chandler Flavel that came up to make the stop.
Like Maize's helmets with the gold numerals on the side.
Yeah, they're good-looking uniforms.
Good-looking uniforms. Thompson gives it this time to McEwen. Has some room, dances through, and gets down to the 25-yard line, short of the first down by a couple. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 situation.
On that line up front, Noah Ragoza, Mason Seitz, Cooper Doobie, Chase Kepler at right guard, Jonathan Fan at right tackle. They are opening up some big holes.
Coach said to give Jonathan Fan some love, and that's a big man to love out there, 325 pounds of him, but he played well against Garden City. Nice job on the block out there right now.
Salthawk O-line are driving defensive players off the ball.
Keeping it is Thompson Gets it across the 24, the first down, as he faked it to McEwen. Nice call right there.
It was the
Thompson
option.
picked up positive yardage on that option play.
It was the option, and Thompson did a great job of reading the defense and saw that he should pull the ball and keep it himself.
1st and 10 on the 19 of Maize South is Hutchinson moving the football. Miles Thompson looks to the sidelines, gets the call in from the side, checks his wrist. He has McEwen in that fullback slot. Kokar on the right side. The turn to get to McEwen has some room across the 15 down to about the 14-yard line. Let's see where they mark it. It's going to be right at the 15. So a positive pickup of about 4 yards on the carries. 2nd down and 6.
Early action, 8 minutes, 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. Everything working for the Hutchinson Salthawk offense.
Peterson split wide on the right side. See if we call his name again. He had several great catches the other night against Garden City. And wants to throw it, and it will go to Peterson. He catches the 9, down to the 5, stretches down to the 4. That'll move the chains, and 1st and goal for Hutchinson from the Maize South 4-yard line.
Like the way Peterson, after he made the catch, gave that jab step to the inside and then took the run to the outside to the sideline. He has it down there to put Hutchinson at 1st and goal.
1st and goal for Hutchinson on the 4. Miles Thompson, the quarterback, the senior signal caller, gives it off to McEwen. He's into the end zone for 6. Touchdown, Hutchinson, with 8:13 to go in the first quarter of play. Hutchinson on top, 6-0. Nice job right there by McEwen.
By far the best opening drive we've seen from Hutchinson Salthawk football in a long time.
You betcha. Nice drive, no mistakes made. No errant pitches, just took it down and just stuffed it right down the field. And now the point after, Carter Boo will line up, the lefty. Plays soccer as well on the Hutch High soccer team. Holdings Newquist, here's the kick. It's up and on its way, and it is good. Your score with 8:13 to go in the first quarter of play. Salthawks get first blood. They lead it 7-0. We'll be back for the Hutch High Salthawk kickoff right after this 30-second timeout.
Hi, Kansas. Jess here at Pools Plus, and we are super bummed we won't see you at the fair this year, but we are excited that our inventory is stocked and ready for the big sale. You heard it. The No Fair Fair Sale is going on now at Pools Plus. All spas and outdoor furniture are marked down to an all-time low. All in-stock solar covers are 15% off. Get them while they last. Be sure to call the professionals at Pools Plus and schedule your pool closing before the calendar is full. The No Fair Fair Sale going on at Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Welcome back to the live action. 8:13 to go in the first quarter of play. Hutch up 7-0. Joe Blake made it look pretty easy, didn't it, bud?
Oh, yeah, no negative plays, no mistakes, just like you said. Just keeping the ball moving forward, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and it worked well for the
No doubt about that. Joe's comments brought to you by Papa John's Pizza at 17th and Plum, as well as Jackson Meat, 13 West 6th. Give those folks a yell and say thank you for Joe on the sidelines.
This Maize South offense is so potent. Don't be surprised to see an onside kick attempt tonight.
Yeah, you're going to try to keep it out of their hands as long as you can. And, Dan, that was a nice drive, took off some time. And now the defense is going to have to step up because we do know this is a potent offense. But they've only had 6 points scored on them. Now they've had 6 more. As Hutch comes up, there's the catch is made at the 16-yard line, trying to rush around him. Good defensive effort by Hutchinson. Hutch chased him down, no gain on the play. Great job out there by Newquist was the first one to get to him.
I think Nolan Cunningham had something to do with that, too.
And wrapped him up right at the 15, so actually a loss on the play as he caught it at the 16. It's right in between the 15 and 16. Great defense.
Like that special teams play. When you make the other team start on their own 16, that's a good kick. And coverage.
So here we go now. Colin Shields, 6'1", 200-pound quarterback. Has running backs on each side. Now he sends a man in motion. He wants to throw the football. Why not? He had 611 yards against Great Bend. Throws it on its way and out of bounds. Good coverage by Hutchinson. He had a couple receivers out there. Jake Johnson was the closest proximity, the senior, 6'1", 190, but he had cut inside, and maybe it might have been a busted route.
We got a late flag for intentional grounding, looks like.
Yep, it sure is. Good call, Joe. A intentional grounding is going to be the call, so they'll lose it down.
One of the things that impressed me so much about Colin Shields on film is that he can throw it from the pocket, or he can scramble and throw it accurately on the dead run. But that time he was just throwing it away, and it was fairly obvious that there were no receivers anywhere close.
Loss of down, loss of 5 yards as well. Second down and 15. We're going to be calling Hunter Newman's name a lot. You that are here in Gowan Stadium is number 29 in that backfield. And right now Shields back in the shotgun, a pure shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Sends him around behind. Gives it off to Newman. Newman's brought down quickly. Big stop inside there by the Hutch Highs. Coming up with the stop was Carter Young. And Neiman also was the ball carrier. And Young sniffed it out quickly. Young coming out of that Hawk linebacker position.
This is a good Salthawk defense with lots of senior leadership. They're strong and they're fast.
Shields the quarterback, Neiman the running back. Sends the man in motion again. Shields wants to throw the football. Looks downfield, launches a high, long one, all the way down, incomplete. Right on his hip down there was Hutchinson Stephon Hunter,
who was questionable for tonight's game. He tweaked an ankle in practice this week, but Stephon Hunter came up huge at the end of the Garden City game with some great pass defense, and that was good coverage that time.
Yeah, very good coverage. Skylar Snow was the intended receiver for Maize South.
Maize South, I think, just got called for illegal man downfield.
Okay, so that's going to make it Hutchinson more than likely will decline that one. It's going to be a fourth down situation. So 4th and 15 from the 11.
What a fantastic start for Salthawk football tonight.
Quick first quarter score, Junction City 6, Siemens 0. Junction City with a pretty good team this year. Here comes the punt. They're going to get everybody out of the way. It's a short punch, but it does take a south bounce all the way to the 50 and inside of Hutchinson territory. It'll die finally at the 47-yard line.
Well, you've heard me say it many times. The most important thing on punt return is to field the punt, because that ball does bounce if you let it hit. Turned into a 40-yard punt.
It's kind of rule, if you let it hit, you better get away from it, and that's what they did right there. But you're right, it would have been a short field for Hutchinson, but it's still a short field with the ball at the 47 of Hutch. 1st and 10 on their second possession of the game. 7:02 to go in the first quarter of play. Hutchinson on top, 7-0. Glenn Grimwald, Dan Nacarado, Sarah Peterson, Joe Blake, your broadcast crew.
The way Hutchinson moved the ball on that first drive, they don't care where they're starting.
They give again to McEwen. He tries to get loose, and he got shoestring tackled out there. Nice saving tackle out there by number 45. That's going to be Brandon Bowles that came up out of that linebacker spot to get him.
Brandon Bowles is the leading tackler on Maize South's football team. He's a 6'1", 185-pound senior linebacker. He's a good one.
It will be the give inside again, straightaway running. McEwen, the ball carrier.
I'm just so impressed with the way the Hutchinson offensive line is dominating this first quarter.
So 3rd and 1's the call for Hutchinson. Thompson, the quarterback.
Overload to the right.
Doobie, the center. Got Blackwell over on our right side. Just a little bit of a sneak right there. 1st and 10. He'll mark it right at the 42. So 1st and 10 for Hutchinson.
Here comes Jalen Barlow into the game at fullback. How about that 45-yard 4th and 2 touchdown run he put on the board for Hutchinson in the second half?
It was impressive. I watched it back on film, pulled the highlight, and he hit that hole so quick. Here's Kokar around the outside on the rocket pitch. Turns around the left side across the 40, down to about the 38-yard line. Held on to the football. That's important. And picked up positive yardage to bring up 2nd down and a right around 7.
Hank Stram would be saying from heaven, the Salthawks are matriculating the ball down the field.
They'll mark it at the 38. Hank would like this kind of offense.
Oh, definitely.
Lenny Dawson just give it to Curtis McClinton. And by the way, McClinton befriended me on Facebook not too long ago.
Well,
where that came out of, I have no idea.
Doesn't everybody want to?
No, they don't.
You're a good man.
2nd down and 7. Curtis McClinton played with my cousin back in 1961 and 62 for KU, along with Gail Sayers and John Hadel. To give the keep by Thompson. He's bottled up.
That's the first play so far in this entire quarter that the Salthawks did not pick up at least 4 or 5 yards.
3rd down and 7. In all probability, you'd say maybe a passing down, and you can say that this year. Hutchinson has that in their arsenal.
They might try to pull Maize South off sides to turn it into a 3rd and short.
3rd down and 7. Thompson gives it quickly to McEwen. They come up and slice his feet out from underneath him, and it's going to bring up a 4th down situation. Now, 4th and about 1. Now, this is, if you're going to punch, you cough and corner it. About a 5-yard 4th and 5 is what the call is going to be. This is that tough area, Dan.
Yeah, I think in high school football, when you take a chance with the long snap and the punt, when your offense is playing this well, I think it's fine to just go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
Well, if it ends up being a touchback, for whatever reason, you're right about where you're at. So here we go. Thompson there are going to go for it. Kokar fakes it like he was going to go, and now Hutchinson will take a timeout, and now they'll talk about what they're going to do. While they do that, we'll take a half-minute break. 3:39 to go in quarter 1. Hutchinson up 7-0. Hutchinson talking it over in the offensive huddle right now to see what they're going to do. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hutchinson High School Sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Meat. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. It is 7-0 Hutchinson, first quarter play, 3:39 to go in the first quarter. If you just tuned in, McEwen from 4 yards out, score with 8:13 to go after Hutchinson drove all the way down the field. Blue's kick was good to make it 7-0. Right now, the Hutchinson facing a 4th down and 5 from the 36-yard line of Maize South. So Hutchinson, everything worked on that first position. Maize South has kind of had their number here. Hutchinson's still going to go for it. It's Thompson down in the center. Man in motions. Kokar pitch to Kokar on the outside, trying to turn the corner. Has a corner turn, but he just steps out of bounds. It's way short of the 1st down, so Maize South will take over on downs. They'll mark it right at the 31. So a long, drawn-out play. He got the corner turn, but not able to pick up any yardage. So a nice defensive stop by the Mavericks.
That's right. Maize South did a good job of really giving Kokar nowhere to go. Everybody played hard, and if everybody does their job, sometimes you just don't pick up the yards you need.
So Hutchinson now defensively will come back out with 3:34 to go in this first quarter of play. Maize South with the football. Shields delayed on the draw, gives it off to Newman, and he hits the hold hard. Was hit at the 45 and fell forward for another 4 yards. It'll be a 1st down. It'll move the chains. So kind of a delayed draw to Newman, and it was successful to the 49, 1st and 10. Hutchinson came up and got the stop made, Dan, but he fell forward 4 more yards. There's a little hitch pattern on the outside. Catch is made and picks up only a couple yards. Catching is Jake Johnson, the senior wide receiver on that far side. Brings up a 2nd down. They're going to give him about 3 on the pickup, 2nd and 7.
Good to have Maddox Hennahaw back in action tonight. The senior corner had to sit out a couple of weeks for quarantine, and he came up to make that stop.
Shields puts it in the belly of Newman. He's off to a quick run. He picks up the 1st down across the 40 into Hudson territory to about the 38-yard line, 1st and 10.
That's number 29, Hunter Neiman, that we talked about in pregame. Neiman picked up 154 yards on 16 carries last week and scored 3 TDs. He can get it done.
So now Shields goes to the air, throws it outside, caught again by Johnson, picks up the first down with extra effort. Kind of did a nice job with the stiff arm over there, and they'll move the chain again. This time they're going to mark it at about the 27-yard line of Hutch.
Colin Shields getting into his rhythm now. He put that ball right on the money.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Hutchinson 27-yard line. Newman has it again around the left side. This time it's snuffed out. Pick up of a couple.
Jack Hopper led the way to tackle Neiman on that play.
Joe, they're moving it pretty easily right now on their second possession after the first one stalled out.
Yeah, they seem to be taking a more conservative approach. You know, they were airing it out downfield both times, all 3 plays.
Give again to Newman, but he's wrapped up in the backfield. Nice job out there by Hutchinson. Coming up for the stop was Ben Patterson.
Good job, Ben Patterson. He came up and made quite a few tackles last week, too. He's doing a good job at that Hawk linebacker position.
Patterson at the Hawk. Carter Young also plays some of the Hawk. He was in there earlier. Just depends on what technique Hutchinson goes with defensively, and they've simplified things a lot this year. It's made a difference from what I can see. All right, full house backfield now for Shields. Calls a long count, sends a man in motion, back to pass. Checks off his first receiver, wants to throw it. Got to open Neiman to the end zone for the touchdown from 25 yards out. That was not his primary receiver, but he ended up going to Newman for 6 from 25 yards out. Neiman with the catch right in stride, and he took it in for 25 yards.
But again, Shields shows that he can put the ball on the money when he's on the move. Not very many high school football players can do that the way he can.
So now the point after is going to be important. The kick is on its way. It is up, and it is good. And we are tied at 7 apiece. So Hutchinson and Maize South so far in a good one. 1:10 to go in quarter number 1. The Maize South kickoff coming your way. 7-7 tie. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
Well, a nifty drive into the short field, 48 yards for Maize South, but he was trying to go to the in-motion receiver, Evan Cantu, but Cantu was covered nicely on that right side. He checked off on him. Shields, a good quarterback, just threw it to Neiman, and Neiman was able to catch it and take it in from the score. 25 yards total on the play.
Hunter Neiman is the feature running back for Maize South, 5'10" senior. Number 28 is Braden Neiman, and I'm wondering if they might be twin brothers.
Might be. Same classification, so there's a good chance of it. Kicking off now for Maize South will be number 1, but I don't have a number 1 on my roster, Dan, so
no.
We'll try to trace that down.
Let's see if I have anything in my notes on that one.
Could be Hebe or Eskridge. They're both kickers, so anyway, they're going to get set to kick off. Hutchinson will be 2 folks deep again. Again, Cunningham on the far side, Newquist on the near side, Peterson and Kokar up short. It's going to be taken by Cunningham at the 13-yard line. Angles to his right side, picks up some blackers. But there comes the South defense in. The coverage team comes in and drops him at about the 27-yard line. So Hutchinson will set up shop with the 3rd possession tonight at their own 27.
Good tackle by Emilio Albert, and physical running on the return by Nolan Cunningham.
So Hutchinson had gotten first blood at the 8:13 mark to go up 7-0 on a 4-yard plunge by McEwen. But then Hunter Neiman came back on a pass deep inside of Hutchinson territory and raced 25 yards for the touchdown to tie it at 7 apiece. Here's Thompson, the quarterback. Keeps to his right side. Now it turns upfield across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Positive yardage of about 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 for Hutchinson. Nice run by Miles Thompson, the senior quarterback. They'll say 5-yard pickup, so we'll make it 2nd down and 5.
They got a football game here at Gowan Stadium in the center of the garden spot of the universe, also known as Hutchinson, Kansas, USA, Earth, Milky Way.
Mm-hmm. Maize 14, Newton 7. There's a good game going on over there, too.
Wow.
All right, to give straight ahead running. McEwen, the ball carrier. Picks up a couple. Makes it a 3rd down and short. 3rd and a long 1.
We certainly appreciate all our sponsors that make this broadcast possible, and we definitely appreciate all our listeners from all over planet Earth, and maybe some listeners outside of planet Earth.
Possibly, Dan. You have friends in lots of places, including the Milky Way. So, tell you what, the Milky Way's been a little smoky lately with all the smoke, and the timeout's going to be taken by Hutch to talk things over. We're going to break in. 7-7 tie. We'll be back with Hutchinson's 3rd down call coming up in 30 seconds.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools. The Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Well, welcome back. That was not a Hutchinson Salthawks timeout. That was the end of the first quarter play. So we're all tied up at 7-7 apiece at the end of one. When we get a halftime, we will have our stat package brought to you by the Medicine Shop as always. And then Superintendent Mike Folks will be our second half guest as well, as we would chat with him at halftime about just the start of the school year and what's all going on. Of course, we know what's going on. And anyway, we'll have him on at halftime to chat about what's going on with Hutch High School. So there's the turn around the straight of the middle running, should have the first down. Needed a long one and got more than that.
Again, a great start in that first quarter for the Hutchinson Salthawks. 82 yards on 18 plays on the ground, and they also completed a pass, a total of 93 yards in the first quarter. Maize South, 63 yards.
McEwen just picked up the first down, so 1st and 10, ball on the 40-yard line of Hutchinson. On the far hash mark. Thompson has Peterson to the right side. Keeps it himself, pitches it last second, gets it on the outside to Kokar. He's got the corner turn across the 50 to the 49. Well, they say he stepped out of bounds at the 47. Oh, that's 47. So I thought he got to cross the 50, but he did not.
But it was still a great looking veer option play. And have you noticed that Jalen Barlow moved out there to the L slot on that play and got a good lead block?
And left slot, you betcha. So that's at the 48 now. 2nd down and 2. The sideline obscured with players. Back to pass Thompson. Lefty gets in and out of Peterson's hands. Would have been the first down if he caught it, but it was deflected. Brings up a 3rd down, and it's 2 call now for Hutchinson. Nice time to maybe throw that pass, although it also, if it's picked off, it's 6.
That's a pretty, usually a pretty reliable play to pick up 5 or 6 yards. Just didn't work out that time.
Could have just dumped it over that linebacker. Might have been able to get it to Peterson. Peterson with a couple nice catches last week, one for a TD, one for a 38-yarder, and another one later on in the ball game. He was successful. Gives straight away running. Here goes Barlow. Barlow's off to the races against McEwen. McEwen at the 5. Touchdown, Hutchinson. A quick opener from...
That's a 52 yards.
52 yards out. McEwen with another touchdown.
11-17 to play in the second quarter. Hutchinson 13, Maize South 7. 52-yard touchdown scamper right up the middle. Alec McEwen.
I thought it was Barlow as quick as he hit that hole, but McEwen hits it just as hard as Barlow. Now in comes Carter Boo for the point after. Now he gets set. Here comes the point after kick. It is up and on its way, and it is good. And Hutchinson leads it 14-7. The point after touchdown was good. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout and await the Hutchinson kickoff. Don't go away. We got a good one going tonight. Hutchinson 14, Again, Maize South 7. We'll be right back.
Get the latest news, weather, and sports in one place. HutchPost.com. It's your one-stop news source powered by Eagle Radio. Plus, play fun contests. Save with big deals of Central Kansas. Get the latest ag news, daily obituaries. Keep tabs on your favorite sports teams, including the Salthawks and Blue Dragons. And be sure to sign up for the Hutch Post Morning News in your inbox. 24 hours a day, get news when you want it at HutchPost.com.
Oh, Hutchinson with the quick opener right up the middle, 52-yard touchdown run by McEwen. Alec McEwen picking up right where he left off after the Valley Center game. He had 149 yards there, and he's off to a great night tonight. Scored the first touchdown and the second touchdown. Hutch leads at 14-7.
He's not showing any signs of leg cramps so far tonight. He is running well.
We talked a lot about that. Kids took something for it, and coach is just saying, hey, just take water. Don't mess around with any fancy schmancy stuff, and drink lots of water, and that you'll keep away from having leg cramps. Here comes the kickoff. It's going to be taken at the 9 by Maize South. They'll try to return it around. They're trying to turn the corner. Has some room, and finally corralled by the Hutch defense. Nice return out there.
Great in Winter.
By Winter. Got that corner turn, and Braden is a sophomore. He's a youngster, 5'9", 155-pounder.
Ben Peterson made the tackle.
So Hutchinson's already put more points than any other team has this year on Maize South with 14.
I misspoke. I said Peterson. Ben Patterson made the tackle.
All right, now Maize South will set up. Now they marched with a short field right down the field on their last possession. They were stalled out. Went for it on fourth down and did not get it. Well, actually, they had to punt the ball away, Back to pass to Shields. Catch is made. A nice wrap up for the stop. A gain of a few on the play, but a great job done right there for Hutchinson. Stopping is Devon Hackney. Hackney is a junior, and I got to say hi to his grandma because she's listening and watching down in Texas. She always comments, and his Texas granny's cheering for him.
Glad you're with us.
Nice stop made out there. Second down and 5. Shields, the belly give off to Neiman. He's wrapped up for the loss. Coming up to finish him off was Hauber. After wrapping him up early for Hutchinson, nice job defensively getting it done was Martinez.
Martinez got him down around the ankles, and Hauber came and cleaned it up.
It's like getting a hold of that steer. You head or heel it, one of the two, and you bring them down. Third down and 5. Back to pass Shields. Maize South quarterback looks downfield. Catch is made. Nice catch for the first down. They do have some good receivers out there. That was Brian Fitzpatrick. Fitch, F-I-T-C-H, Patrick.
And I have him on one roster as Brian and another one as Byron, so I'm not sure which one it is, but Fitzpatrick is a very good player.
I think it's it's Byron on the kind of the official one, so we'll go with that one. First and 10 now for Maize South. Ball at the 49, their own 49. Neiman gets stopped after a couple-yard play, second down and probably about 7. They're going to mark it right at about the 48-yard line. And I like Shields. He just gives him a shove from behind and say, go straight ahead, young man.
Shields is a winner. Shields can definitely play. Good center fielder in baseball also.
Shields back in the shotgun now. Snap count comes. He keeps it himself. He wants to throw the football still. Now he's going to pack it away and run it around the 45 down to the 40. Has the first down. Knew where he had to get to, and that was just right outside the 40-yard line. They'll mark it right at the 41. And it'll be a first down. It'll move the chains.
That's one of the things that makes Shields so tough to defend. He can run it, he can throw it. And he can throw it from the pocket or out of a scramble.
9:32 remaining to go in this second quarter of play. We're in the first half. The turnaround to give from the end around for Maize South, trying to find some speed and then knocked out of bounds. Nifty pickup right there by Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, one of those potent offensive weapons on this Maize South football team.
Well, you got Snow. You also have a wide receiver by the name of Caleb Crum. You got Fitzpatrick. You have Johnson. Neiman, is capable of getting it done as well. Down the left side, pick up a positive yardage.
Fitzpatrick is definitely being featured on this drive. But, that's a throw that looks so simple to fans. But that ball had to cover a lot of ground in a hurry, and Shields put it on a rope. It looked like a laser.
2nd down and 6 on that frozen rope on that left side pass. The draw again to Neiman, and he's going to be wrapped up. Getting him around the ankles was number 27 for Hutchinson, Mason Weathers. Good to have him back. Tripped him up. Fell forward, positive yardage pickup, though, of a couple. It's going to be 3rd and about 5 to go for Maize South. This is a key down right here.
They could pass it. They could run it. Could be a quarterback draw. Could see all kinds of things here.
Shields, the quarterback in the shotgun, wants to throw it. Rolls out to his right side, looks downfield. Catch is made at the 10 and then powers forward to about the 8. Nifty catch over there by Jake Johnson.
Again, just so many offensive weapons for this Maize South Mavericks football team.
1st and goal now from the 9. So Maize South with 1st and goal, 8:19 to go in this first quarter of play there. Moving the football. They give to Johnson on the end around on this left side. He's going to be thrown for a loss. Coming out of that linebacker spot, or that safety spot, was Mason Weathers to throw for negative yardage.
Mason Weathers and Mad Dog Hennahaw both had to be in quarantine for a couple of weeks as a precautionary measure. Neither one had any symptoms. And my goodness, both of them are glad to be back in action tonight.
That was Fitzpatrick on the end around. 7:49 to go in the second quarter of play. Back to pass again to Shields. Rolls to his right. Throws, incomplete pass. This time, Newquist had him covered over there along with Martinez for Hutchinson. 3rd down and goal from the 9. Or more than that, back to the 11 where they marked earlier Fitzpatrick's forward progress. So big down right here.
Shields likes to roll to his right in this situation and throw it to the corner of the end zone.
Sends a man in motion. Fitzpatrick rolls to his right, throws it right side. Throw out there is made and caught. Touchdown by Jake Johnson. He has hands with glue all over him because that was great coverage.
In the right corner of the end zone.
It was.
I've seen it time and time again in their first 2 games.
Jake Johnson went up and brought it down for 6. 14-13 your score. Hutch with the edge right now, but the point after touchdown kick is coming. And he'll get Sept. Holding it is McBratney. Here's the hold, the kick, the point after is up, and it is good. We're tied at 14, 7:41 to go in quarter number 2. It's Hutchinson 14, Maize South 14. Maize South kickoff coming your way right after this. Timeout.
It's time to finish your taxes. Whether we filed your extension or not, bring your tax information to H&R Block and let our tax professionals ensure you get every deduction and credit you deserve. And our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth are open to assist you. Don't wait to file your tax return and risk penalties for missing the deadline. Make an appointment now and put our expertise to work for you.
Welcome back. 14-14 tie. Joe Blake does a good drive by Maize South. We got a barn burner right here. Somebody's going to have to get a defensive stop sometime down there. How's it look from your angle?
Yeah, it's a great game down here, and I'd like to see Salthawks keep doing what they're doing on offense, and they're there to make the plays on defense, and the plays will come.
Shields throws the ball pretty effectively down there. You were down there close on that Jake Johnson catch. He just went up for it and was able to come down and take it away from the defender.
Yeah, and that catch on the earlier drive, you could hear the ball sticking to his hands, so he's got good hands down here.
No doubt about that. Joe's sideline reports brought to you by Jackson Meat as well as Papa John's Pizza. Kick is taken by Hutchinson. Short up all the way to the 22. Peterson with the catch right at the 22, and Hutchinson will set up shop right there.
Thank goodness for Hutchinson that Trey Peterson got a good bounce on that kick, and he just bounced right up into his hands. You don't usually like to let those kicks hit the turf in that area of the field.
That Ark Valley score, Campus 14, Salinas South 13, second quarter score. Houston 12, Halstead 0. And Mar Hill already on top of Nickerson, 12-0 up in Atchison. Carroll on top of Derby, 7-0. That's a big game tonight. City League Team Carroll versus Ark Valley League Team Derby. Here's the keeper by Hutchinson. On the quarterback is Miles Thompson. Gets some positive yardage of about a 2-yard pickup. Brings up the 2nd down and 8.
You know, last week Newton gave Derby all Derby could handle. Newton has a very potent offense, and we'll see them here at Gowan Stadium next week for homecoming.
2nd down and 8 for Hutchinson. Going south to north or right to left as you listen. A quick opener straight up the middle. It's going to be McEwen fighting his way all the way across the 45 and finally hog-tied it about the 47-yard line. Great job by McEwen all the way up, and they're going to mark it at the 49. Quick opener by McEwen, and he's well over 100 yards already.
Alec McEwen definitely he's making the most of every opportunity to pick up yards.
Love those quick openers. We've seen it from Barlow last week and now twice now to McEwen as he was off to the races on a 52-yarder earlier. So 1st and 10 for Hutch from their own 49-yard line. Doobie, the center. Thompson, the quarterback. Keeps it. Thompson keeps it. Leans it across to the 48. Positive yardage. Pickup of about a long 3. So we'll give him a 2nd down and 7 call forthcoming.
Couldn't ask for a better night for football here in Kansas. Very comfortable.
6:16 remaining to go in their second quarter play. Rose Hill on top of Collegiate, 14-7, by the way. Goddard also on top of Ark City, 14-7. That's second quarter score. Maize extended their lead to 21-10 over Newton right now. Turns, right away running, and having his number was the Maize South defense. It's a loss on the play back to about the 49-yard line.
Blake McCormick led the charge there for Maize South.
And McEwen had nowhere to go.
Good crowd on hand. I'd say, you know, the league has limited it to 25% of capacity, and I would say we're every bit of 25%.
Yeah, good job of social distancing from what I can see on both sides of the field. To give away straight away. Running again, another first down. McEwen with another run.
Capacity at Gowan Stadium is somewhere around 5,500, I believe. Does that sound right, Glenn?
55 to 6, right around there.
5,500, 6,000. And I would guess there are 1,500 people here tonight.
Probably pretty close. McEwen up to the 40. So 1st and 10 from South's 40-yard line.
But you're right. They're wearing masks and
spread out.
They are spread out. They're using all of the available seating to spread out.
And those that aren't, quite a few masks in place. Here's the give straight away running again. And I'll tell you what, when you got a fullback like McEwen, use him. Picks up a couple. And we're going to say a short 3. 2nd down and 7. So Hutchinson breaks huddle. We're tied at 14. Hutchinson on the roll right now. Thompson looks to his right side, now under center. Keeps it, pitches it. Kokar trying to turn the corner. They got it covered pretty nicely, and it's a loss all the way back to the 39. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and long situation. 3rd down and 11, as they had that read pretty nicely, Dan.
I believe that was Ladislaw James coming up from his safety position, and he fought off the lead block and made the tackle for loss.
Ball on the right hash mark now for Hutchinson. They'll split Peterson out wide on the left side. 3rd down, more than likely a passing down for Hutch. Although a draw might be something that you might want to think about.
Have a fullback screen or a wide receiver screen in their arsenal also.
Miles Thompson, the quarterback, back to pass. Looks downfield, goes for the catch by Peterson at the 30. He has the first down and more all the way down to the 25-yard line. Hutchinson moves the chains again. Creighton Peterson with really good hands out there. Picked up a few yards after the catch. They'll mark it officially at the 24. Joe, he's out there catching balls all over the place.
Yeah, it was a great route by Peterson, too. Really crisp cut right at the chains, and then was able to get a few yards after that.
1st and 10 for Hutch at the 20, marking it at the 25-yard line of Maize South.
Likes the timing on that pass and catch as well, because as soon as he made his cut, the ball was right there.
Tell you what, Dan, and you coached on this staff, this is driving people crazy, the coaches that are going and taking a look at game film, because they're going all of a sudden, there's a quick opener again by Hutchinson, all the way down inside the 10, loose ball, a dive forward. I think South might have got on it. Yes, they did. The ball popped loose on the fumble, and South came up with it. They're still scrumming for it down in a little bit thing, but out of the pile comes one of the defensive back with the football, and ends up being a turnover by Hutchinson after they moved the chains again.
That was Ladislao James, the third, coming up with that loose ball. And it was a hard-luck fumble because McEwen picked up, what would you guess, about 10 yards?
Yeah,
12
he was
yards,
all the way down inside the 10-yard line and popped loose. So turnover now. And that's one thing you can't do. We talked about the keys to the game and ball control, and turnovers was one of those. So now Maize South, and it's going to be kept by Shields, trying to get something out of nothing, and he gets across the 15 up to about the 17-yard line, picks up a few on the play. It brings up 2nd down and 6. And coming out limping a little bit is going to be Carter Young. So they'll do some substitutions quickly into the lineup now. We'll check Hunter Stanford. Shields, quick opener across the 20. Picks up a couple yards.
This is a situation on 3rd and short that Hutchinson would desperately like to come up with a stop. You don't want to let Maize South drive it all the way down the field and score, and then Maize South gets to receive the opening kick for the second half.
All right, Shields has it. Wants to keep it across close to the 1st down. I think he has it up to about the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. So we'll keep an eye, by the way, on Young. I think it's an ankle, as he is now on the trainer's table, and they're going to attend to him.
Carter Young was not available to play in the blue and gold scrimmage, but then did recover and has played well the first 2 weeks.
Shields wants to throw it again. Pass is caught on the outside at the 31. Pickup of about 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4. Nifty pass over there to Jake Johnson again.
Even though this is only the 3rd game of the season, Glenn, I like to say this is the halfway point, because remember, the team's practiced for 3 weeks leading up to the first game. So when you look at it, the number of weeks they practice, we're at the halfway mark.
2 minutes to go before halftime. Hutchinson 14, Maize South 14. Good ball game. Back to pass. Shields goes for it all. He has Johnson down there. Incomplete pass. Nice coverage again by Hutchinson's Stephon Hunter.
Stephon Hunter was running stride for stride with Jake Johnson. That's not easy to do.
Give credit to Emilio Martinez coming in on the safety blitz. Disrupted the quarterback.
Yeah, made him hurry it a little bit there. Still, he was able to get a nice launch of the ball down there, and good coverage. 3rd down and 5 now for Maize South. They'll mark it at the 30. I want to remind you of senior night tonight, so they'll have some things at halftime. We'll have a little longer halftime than usual. Back to pass again as Shields steps out of the pocket, steps into it, gets hit, falls loose on the turf, but picked up by one of the big defensive linemen for South.
And the White Hats calling that an incomplete pass.
Okay, so incomplete pass is what he called. So
that's probably good for Hutchinson because it stops the clock, and Maize South probably has to punt.
So, 4th down and punt situation, or are they going to go for it with 1:54 to go?
They haven't had to punt very many times the first 2 weeks.
And now they're going to send their punt crew out there. 4th down and 5 from the 30. They've got to get to just short of the 35 for the 1st down. So look out for a fake punt, but I doubt it with 1:54 to go. They're going to be content to give it up. There's the punt. They get it away, a little pooch kick. Nice job, though. Taken by Peterson with a fair catch at his own 35-yard line. Hutchinson will have the ball with 1:48 to go before halftime. We're tied at 14. Glenn Grunwald along with Dan Nacarado, Sarah Peterson on the video camera, and also Joe Blake on the sidelines. So glad to have you along on KWBW, 1450 AM and 98.5 FM, Hutchinson, Kansas, and also you viewers along on HutchPost.com.
I think that was Jack Hoffer that had the quarterback pressure that created that incomplete pass that was very nearly a fumble.
Trinity Catholic 7, Belle Plaine nothing in early action. Heston 12, Pratt 0 in second quarter action as well. Heston with a fine team this year.
Watch for a reverse to Peterson.
Thompson, the quarterback for Hutchinson, wants to throw the football. Steps out, goes long. He has Peterson out there. Peterson leans forward, can't get to the ball. Incomplete pass, just by about a yard short.
Had a feeling Hutchinson would try to go to Peterson, but I thought they might be doing it on a reverse trick play. Instead, it was just the go pattern, the go route, streaking down the sideline.
Minute and 43 to go before intermission. Hutchinson on a 2nd down and 10 now from their own 35.
Yeah, Kevin Allen, the corner out there, was pressing on Trayton Peterson there, so look to see if the Salthawks can try to beat him deep.
Man in motion, Gus Blackwell, quick opener up the middle, rolling forward for a few yards up to about the 40-yard line. Again, it's McEwen trying to get that quick opener again. This time it's going to bring up a 3rd down call. 3rd and 5. A minute and 30 clock moving along. We're tied at 14 all. You just tuned in. McEwen went in for 4 yards out with 8:13 to go to give Hutchinson the 7-0 lead after the Boo kick point after was good. Then you turn right around and Neiman on a reception from 25 yards out was able to score it and tied up at 7. Hutchinson got another McEwen touchdown, this time a 52-yarder to put Hutch on top 14-7. And then you turn around and you have a Jake Johnson catch from Shields for a touchdown to tie to 14. Giveaway straight away running. Brings up a 4th down now, 4th and short, 4th and about 4.
Maize South might take a timeout here if they think Hutchinson will punt.
It will be a timeout taken. 58 seconds to go before intermission. We're going to take a 30-second break as well. We'll be back in a half minute. We're tied at 14.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Meat. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Welcome back. We're tied at 14 all. 58 seconds to go before intermission. Hutchinson facing a 4th down and 4 from their own 41-yard line.
Trying to see if Hutchinson is sending out the punt team. They've got the offense and the punt
now
team.
there goes the punt team out. So
Okay.
now you'll set it out.
They had both squads out there ready to go.
So they will punt it away. A lot of things can go wrong on a punt, Dan. That's the only thing I dislike about the decision. Although, too much time left on the clock to give Maize South that short of a field. The snap is good. Nice kick. Going to drive the ball back, and now it bounces away, and they're just going to let it roll. It'll hit at about the 19. Finally rolls dead at about the 17-yard line. So Hudson defense will come out on the field. Maize South will have 43 seconds to do something with it from 17 yards, from the 17-yard line of their own 17.
That was an excellent snap by Andrew Schweigert, and Alejandro Martinez ends up with a 41-yard punt with no return.
So South will come out and get set to kick it away.
Trips up to the top of the screen.
The center man in motion. Back to pass Shields. The whistle stops the play.
They were setting up
Timeout's taken.
They were setting up the missile. They were going to throw the missile pass out to Evan Cantu, and they had some lead blockers over there for him.
Ends up being another timeout. We'll get another 30-second break in. 42 ticks left to go on the clock at the second quarter. We're tied at 14. We'll be right back.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use First Pay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, good news is it looks like Young is up on his feet and walking on it, on his ankle, as he was being intended to, and I think he's just going to have to try to walk it off down there. Looks like he's moving okay, so we'll see.
Carter Young's older brother was one of the strongest players to ever come through Hutchinson High School. He was a beast in the weight room.
So, this brings up South. They'll come out.
They're not going with the same formation they were in before the timeout.
Back to passes Shields, dumps it away. A little screen over there to Johnson. Johnson around on the left side, and he is stopped at around the 25-yard line, so not much there.
Devin Hackney with the stop, and that was a good open field tackle because pretty well set up screen pass.
And his helmet came off, so Hutch might be charged with the timeout here.
Maize South took a timeout anyway, so I think that means Devin Hackney can return to action if he wants to.
They're going to reset the game clock. Right now the regular game clock is at 33. Second down and short, 2nd and 2.
I think each team has one timeout to go in this half. Clock does stop on first downs, so Maize South potentially could get 3 or 4 plays off before the end of the half, but they have a long ways to go. They have 75 yards to go to score.
So 33 seconds remaining to go in the second quarter of play. 2nd down and 2 for Maize South. They have it at their own 25-yard line. Shields splits wideouts to the right side, twins to the right, back in the shotgun formation, gives the draw off and has the first down. Can't get out of bounds to stop the clock. The clock will keep rolling, and it's going to be across to about the 32-yard line. So
stops a little bit to reset the chain.
Yeah, they'll reset the chains, and that's about it.
Maize is ready to snap it.
22 seconds for going. Maize South with the football. It's in a man of motion again. This is Neiman. Back to pass is Shields. Now he's going to run out of the pocket, gets out of bounds, scampers to about the 31, stops the clock with 9 seconds remaining to go before intermission.
Time for 2 plays. So now the defensive backs for Hutchinson will probably line up about 20 yards deep and just make sure they keep the Maize South receivers in front of them. This is where it's not a bad idea to try to throw underneath the coverage and pick up 20 yards or so and then get on the ball and run one more play.
All right, 2nd down, and we'll call it 11 for Shields. 9 seconds remaining in the quarter. Back to pass. Steps up. Keeping him still himself. He's got some room. Now he's going to break out of the pocket and head out of bounds. Stops it with 2 seconds to go. Picks up about 5 yards. So it'll bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 7.
Excellent coverage by the Salthawk linebackers and defensive backs. They're in that nickel where they only have 3 defensive linemen, and then they have an extra defensive back on the field, knowing that Maize South has to pick up big chunks of yards if they want to score.
So 3rd down, I'll call it 8. It's a short 8. Ball right at the 35. Shields, the quarterback, gets it. Last play of the half. Steps up, throws it. Catch is made at the 45 and dropped there for about a pickup of 6. But that's going to be halftime, and we go in with a great game on board here. 14-14 at halftime. Hutchinson 14 and Maize South 14. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Get Sept and Medicine Shop in-game capsule. We'll be back with more right here from Gowan Stadium in 2 minutes.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Salthawks! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Forward. Always moving. Never stagnant. Together. Nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
Hi, Kansas. Jess here at Pools Plus, and we are super bummed we won't see you at the fair this year, but we are excited that our inventory is stocked and ready for the big sale. You heard it. The No Fair Fair Sale is going on now at Pools Plus. All spas and outdoor furniture are marked down to an all-time low. All in-stock solar covers are 15% off. Get them while they last. Be sure to call the professionals at Pools Plus and schedule your pool closing before the calendar is full. The No Fair Fair Sale going on at Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Me. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Gallen Stadium. Glenn Drummond along with Dan Nacarado, also Sarah Peterson on the video tonight. We appreciate all everybody tuning in to the YouTube channel as well as the Salthawk Sports Facebook page, especially our good friends from Maize South that are here as well. Joe Blake on the sidelines. 14-14 tie. How did it happen in the first quarter of play? 8:13 to go in the first quarter. McEwen from 4 yards out. McEwen carried the ball a lot on that first possession. The point after by Carter Boo was good. Hutch was up 7-0. You turn right around, and Neiman for Maize South caught a football on a third down and long from 25 yards out to tie the score at 7 apiece. McEwen wasn't done. He ripped off a 52-yarder with 11:17 to go in the second quarter of play. Boo's point after was good. Hutch up by a touchdown at 14-7. Then you turn around, and it was Shields on a long pass to Johnson from 11 yards out. Point after was good with 7:41 to go in the quarter. And, Dan, that's all the scoring. Exciting first half of play. Good yardage by both teams. And we got ourselves a ball game, buddy.
It's a fantastic football game, tied at 14 at the half. And you love to see Alec McEwen carrying the ball so effectively. 18 carries in that first half for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns. The long one was 52 yards, and that was a great time to do it. For the Maize South Mavs, Colin Shields continues to impress. He was 11 of 14 through the air, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Total yardage, Hutchinson amassed 229 yards on 35 plays. Maize South 173 yards on 32 plays. Maize South getting most of it done through the air. Hutchinson getting 201 yards on the ground.
Just about as good a first half as we've seen for quite some time in the last couple of years. But, Dan, this was a good one. Both teams playing extremely well, and Hutchinson's offense playing well. Maize South's offense playing well, and the defense for both squads playing well.
Both teams come into this game 2-0. They're both in the Division I of the AVCTL. They're both 5A. And both programs looking to pick up that third win.
No doubt about that. We're going to take a time out. This is the Medicine Shop Endgame Capsule. It's the Stat Wrap brought to you by the Medicine Shop at 14th and Main. Hey, I heard from my physician today that that the clinic's already out of flu shots. So I think the Medicine Shop already has some. So start to think about that. Get in there for your flu shot, pneumonia shot if you need it. Also, any great over-the-counter products. Rick and the gang do a great job. The Medicine Shop, 14th and Main in Hutchinson, right up in Midtown Hutch. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. Superintendent Folks was here to talk about the start of school with us. We'll be right back. 14-14 tie at halftime. We'll be back.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost the student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. So glad to have you along and joining us tonight as well as 14-14 tie at halftime is Superintendent Mike Folkson. Got a pretty good ball game going here, Mike. Good to see.
Boy, an excellent game. It is really good to see two really good teams battling out here tonight.
Yeah, Maize South coming in. Their first two opponents, they're handling 118-6. Hutchinson, though, we knew Hutch's defense was coming on strong, and the offense the real thing. So who knows what the second half's going to be? But let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Has this not been, and your experience as being a superintendent and also being in education, one of the craziest years you've ever seen?
Oh, my goodness, Glenn, just absolutely crazy. And, you know, last year when I got here, we started out with an earthquake and some other things, and then the pandemic and everything that we're dealing with this year. I've told several people, I think I must have been asleep in Superintendency 101 when it came to pandemic because, you know, it is absolutely crazy. But we have had a really good start to the school year, definitely exceeded my expectations. You know, a great deal of planning and work all summer long by our teams. You know, our kids have been compliant. Our parents have been great and supportive. Our teachers have just done amazing things, you know, with remote learning and in-class learning. And we have just had a great start, you know.
I have talked to some elementary school teachers, and this is the toughest challenge they have had. Maybe down in that level, harder than even at the high school. But it's just tough with kiddos having to wear masks and have to be sure you're social distancing and not be able to touch and feel and do some of the things that teaching has in it in those lower grades. So important, but they're stepping up like troopers.
Boy, yeah, they really are. They're doing an excellent job, and even all the way down to the littles. You know, for the most part, they're doing an excellent job. And you know, our teachers are really stretched. They really are, and we need to show them a great deal of support and love. And I did a little video today, a little shout out to the parents about the gating criteria. And I said, hey, if you have an opportunity to thank a teacher, I think they would really appreciate it because they're doing a great job for us.
Yeah, and I think, as a matter of fact, I know our church is even doing something. We have several members of the congregation are teachers and are doing something a little extra for them, and that's what needs to take place. Some of these civic organizations and churches out there, you know who your teachers are. Step up a little bit and tell them an extra thanks goes a long way.
Boy, it really does. And you know, I did a little video for the teachers as well, and just shared how much we appreciate their work and how great a start of the school year we've had. But you know, you really don't know exactly what you need to do to support them, but lots of love and just showing appreciation is a good thing. And, you know, you mentioned churches and other things here. This is where I've noticed that Hutchinson really shines. You know, the support that we have had from the community, from businesses, from churches, from people wanting to give donations to the Hutch Foundation. I mean, it's been tremendous, and I've really never seen anything quite like that, you know, and I think that really is what separates Hutchinson from other communities.
I think you're right on with that one because I'm on the morning show, and we do some special things. We do special things with the Salvation Army for Project Concern at Thanksgiving. We always have somebody steps up and helps us get to that $16,000, $17,000 level that feeds over 600 families at Thanksgiving. That's a giving. The United Way always has somebody help out. There's so many. This is a great organization. It's a very giving group here in Hutchinson.
Well, it really is. And, you know, I need to give a shout out to John Deerdorf and Gary Megger and the Clay County commissioners, you know. With some of that Sparks money, I was in Topeka at a superintendent's meeting and listened to other superintendents talk about their allocations. And Dell Dennis, the finance commissioner for the state of Kansas, came up and said, boy, what did you guys do in Reno County? What did the group of superintendents do? Because our allotment and the priority and the first dollars going to the public schools here in Reno County have been tremendous and will be a tremendous help for our school districts.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the gating criteria. Right now we're in the yellow zone. For folks that wonder what that means, it has to do with the number of new cases, which is the yellow zone is a gauge of 62 to 113. Pretty wide window right there. The gray area in between the green and there is only 61, so we're really only one over there. And also your positive test rate is at 5.7 to 10%, 5.1 to 5.6 is the gray area right behind it. So we're really doing pretty good with it, and that's specific to Reno County, to Hutchinson schools.
It is, and when the gating criteria came out and we started working as a group of superintendents, we had the Hutch Clinic and, Karen Hammersmith with Reno County Health. They did a great job leading and helping us with our gating criteria, and I really think that ours is the best that I've seen in the state. We have that gray area. We have the autonomy in those different categories as far as, when we can go hybrid and when we can go remote. So we get together every Friday morning. We look at our numbers. In the last 2 weeks, our numbers have been down. In my video shout out, I shared that there's been some recent cases in the area school districts. And that uptick concerns me, and I, told the parents in that video, hey, we need to do everything that we can, social distancing, wearing masks, because, what we have going on here right now in our school district with learning, and I think everyone appreciates immensely being in school. Our parents do, our kids, our teachers, and, our activities. I watched a little soccer last night and some middle school football. Our volleyball team is doing excellent. We see the band and the cheerleaders and our football team. We really want to be diligent in our work to make sure we can continue to have school in the normal setting and to also have these activities.
Yeah, because lots of professionals say that's the way to do it, and we don't know any different with this silly thing that we've got. So the best thing I say is listen to somebody. What's it going to hurt to wear a mask? It's going to be good for what's it going to hurt if you do? So that's a good thing.
Yeah, and actually we're one of the larger school districts in the state that is full in classroom, or at least with that option. We do have about 650 students that are remote. About 400 of those students have shared that they plan on coming back when the timing's right. There's another about 250 that plan on staying remote the entire year. But you look at a lot of school districts in this area that are our size, they're either hybrid or they're fully remote. And so, again, we need to stay unified. We need to have a great deal of support from our parents and our community to keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, talking with Mike Folks, the superintendent of Hutchinson school systems. For those folks that don't know, the gating, that is the difference between having to go more remote and also not able to only send active participants to sporting events and things like that. So it's pretty important to stay within those guidelines and stay yellow as if we possibly can, lean toward green.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to stay in that yellow and move towards the green. And, we have two different criteria right now that we're looking at. It's the positive test rate percentage, and we're trying to get over that 3.6% of our Reno County residents that are tested. And so we're having, teachers go through the clinic on Saturday mornings and get a free COVID test. And I think that's really helped drive down those numbers. And then the other criteria is the number of active cases. And if you've read the paper, we had some clusters this week that is concerning. And so even though we're trending down in the right direction and we're in the yellow and hopefully we'll be in the green, it wouldn't take much for us to jump in, to the orange. And definitely if we're in the red, that shuts everything down.
Exactly, even though it would not be maybe the school's fault. It could be a different outside organization. Yeah,
absolutely.
Hey, one thing of news that came out this week, and I think this is pretty cool, the new Hutchinson Youth Advisory Board was formed with the City Council, and you have 9 members that are involved with that, and this little gal over here, my granddaughter's one of them, so I'm pretty pleased with that.
Oh, that is great. Yeah, I did see that, and I read a little bit about it. We have some amazing students here in Hutch, and here at our high school, and it's great to see them involved in the community and have those leadership opportunities.
Several of them are the international baccalaureate students, like Sarah is, and Jonathan Fan also playing football tonight. He's one of them. Just several. Will Jackson also was named to a semifinalist in the national scholarship finalist.
Yeah, Glenn, I was just getting ready to say something about that, and talking to Ray Hemmon, our director of public information, said it's been 2011 since we've had a semifinalist, and man, well, what an honor! And I congratulate Will and also his parents and all of our teachers that have had an impact on that young man's life.
National Honor Society semifinalists, it's really, really good stuff. So more than just what's going on at the high school, it's creeping out into the community as well, and good leadership for the future.
Absolutely.
So excited about it. So anyway, looks pretty good right now with the start of school. Things are going, and are you pretty occupied with the COVID as whole, or is there other things that are able to sneak into the agenda for board meetings other than just that?
Well, to be honest with you, Glenn,
that's pretty much it, isn't it?
I've used the phrase drinking from the fire hose, but it has been constant, and just trying to stay connected with our families and answer questions and also plan. And the work that we do is really adaptive. We did a lot of the technical stuff and the planning, this summer, but you want to be proactive. But a lot of the stuff that we do is reactive, and it changes so quickly. But again, our administrators, our principals and central office administrators, they've been working extremely hard as well. And, you look at, and it's endless, the people that I could thank. Our food service program and what they did this summer and what they continue to do, providing
school
meals.
janitors were pushed on sanitation.
The extra work and the sanitation, the different things that we have going on there. It's a team effort, and we have a great team here in 308. And one of the things, if there's a positive about this pandemic, it made me really turn things over to our team and give them the autonomy. You talk about rising to the occasion. Our team here has done an incredible job.
Well, I watched a couple of the webcasts, which, by the way, we're lucky to be in a time right now where you can communicate with the public as much as we can with like a webcast to see when you guys were making the hardcore decisions, when are we going to go back to school, et cetera, with the school board. That was so nice to see, and the number of people that tuned in to see that cared. Was totally huge. And then also, how many Zoom meetings have you been in? Are you the best Zoomer we have at Hutch High?
I was Zoomed out a long time ago, Glenn.
But what a wonderful technology to be able to do it.
Yes, and I was really stretched there, when it comes to technology, but hundreds of Zoom meetings. For sure, but there's been a lot of other positive things. The remote learning, the individualization of what we're doing, and I want to see that normalcy for sure.
Yep, no doubt.
But there's a lot of good things that we're going to keep out of this.
And we'll keep on keeping on. Hopefully the Salthawks can keep on keeping on in the second half here. You're a football coach. You know how that is.
Oh,
what do you think you're saying at halftime? Just keep on trucking along?
Well, you know what? They're looking at the adjustments they need to make, and that's a really potent offense there on the other side of the field. With Maize South, we're looking at maybe some adjustments, but we're also looking at the good things that we have done. And I'm an old flexbone guy myself, as far as that's what my son played in, and that's what I'm accustomed to. And I really like our strategy. We're playing with a great deal of intensity, and I look forward to a great second half.
Well, I hope you look forward to the rest of the school year for this 2020 gets through and into December, and we'll see what the spring will bring in 2021. It'd be good to hear about a different year other than 2020.
That's true. Absolutely, we're looking forward to. Glenn, thanks so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Superintendent Mike Folks, you can call him anytime, folks. He'll chat with you, and he's done a great job of leading Hutchinson through this tough time. Thanks you, Mike. Appreciate it very much. 14-14 halftime tie right now. We'll be back with the second half just right after this 1 minute timeout.
Get the latest news, weather, and sports in one place. HutchPost.com. It's your one-stop news source powered by Eagle Radio. Plus, play fun contests. Save with big deals of Central Kansas. Get the latest ag news, daily obituaries. Keep tabs on your favorite sports teams, including the Salthawks and Blue Dragons. And be sure to sign up for the Hutch Post Morning News in your inbox. 24 hours a day, get news when you want it at HutchPost.com.
It's time to finish your taxes. Whether we filed your extension or not, bring your tax information to H&R Block and let our tax professionals ensure you get every deduction and credit you deserve. And our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth are open to assist you. Don't wait to file your tax return and risk penalties for missing the deadline. Make an appointment now and put our expertise to work for you.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Gowan Stadium. We're at halftime. Glenn Grunwald along with Sarah Peterson on the video. If you want to watch the video, go to HutchPost.com, and there's a link down below. You can either go to the Facebook page or to the YouTube page, or just watch it right there in larger television and watch a little bit if you wish to. Joe, your thoughts as we head into the second half of play. What do you think, buddy? What kind of adjustment do you think Hutchinson's made? I don't think a whole lot because they're playing pretty well.
Yeah, I think on the offensive side of the ball, you got to keep the ball. Time of possession is going to be the key here. You don't want to keep it out of Maize South's offensive hands.
And the one turnover, and I'll let Coach Knack jump in here, the one turnover did not really hurt Hutchinson because it came late in the ball game. The biggest thing maybe is they were going to go in for a go-ahead score.
That was the downside of that hard luck fumble on the good run by McEwen. He picked up excellent yards, and again, McEwen has 163 yards, 2 touchdowns on 18 carries. You can't fault a kid for putting out that kind of effort, and it did appear that the Salthawks were probably going to push it on into the end zone had they maintained possession, but the defense did come through and didn't let Maize South drive down the field to get any points out of the deal.
Joe Blake's sideline report is brought to you by Jackson Meat at 13 West 6. Give Jackson Meat a try and give them a call. Have great products, customer focus, customer services are focused, and also the same with Papa John's Pizza. Give Papa a call at 17th and Plum. Stop by after the ball game and take home some great pizza. We had some up here to get us going and ready for this contest, so we appreciate Joe on the sidelines as well. Some other scores from around the state of Kansas: Goddard 21, Arch City 13 at halftime. Mar Hill putting it on Nickerson right now, 27-6 at halftime, and Hayes on top of Liberal by a score of 21-7. The halftime score. Clearwater on top of Mulvane, 54-7 at halftime. So we'll keep an eye on some of those other games. Buhler on top of Winfield, 14-3. That's the third quarter contest. Buhler really needed to get that game in after last week's Andover Central was canceled. Andover, speaking of Andover, 14, Salina Central 0. And Central Plains, we don't talk about Central Plains too much, but they got a potent offense down there. They're on top of Otis Bison. That's the final, 46-0, because it's over 45 points, and you call off the Dogs at halftime. So Central Plains, the Oilers, over the Otis Bison by a score of 46-0. So some good scores coming in from around Kansas.
Football is in full swing. You know, we were pretty nervous there for a few months as to whether we'd have any sports.
I'm still a little concerned, just like Michael talked about. You never know.
More optimistic every week.
Hey, Booster Club memberships are available, folks, anywhere from, this is for like a family, $30 to $250 at different levels. Now, $250 is the goal, but you can belong for as cheap as $30, and they are doing wonderful things. You might have heard the interview with Travis Booth, the president, last week. Send them an email. Say, hey, I want to join. I want to join at this level, and they'll send you an invoice. SalthawkBoosterClub@gmail.com is the way to get a hold of them, and they are doing a great job. They also have a virtual Booster Club meeting on October 5th. So we'll give you more information. Tune in to the morning show on how to get involved with that as well. That's the Salthawk Booster Club.
Great way for anybody to be part of it.
You bet. Here comes the second half kickoff. It's a squib with a little onside kick by Hutchinson. It was close to getting to it, but Maize South came up with it at their own 49-yard line. So a little dramatics, Dan, to start that one as they did the onside kick, and Maize South was able to get on it, though.
You know, we really expected to see Hutchinson onside kick. The last 5 years, they've had so much success with onside kicks and finding ways to get extra possessions that way. So that doesn't come as a big surprise to see them attempt it in that situation. That was pretty good coverage there by Tate Luce, who sure-handedly fielded the onside
All
kick.
right, here we go. Shields the quarterback again. This time a short field for Maize South. They'll give it off to the end around, and coming up with a nice stop right there on Fitzpatrick was the stop as Hopper came over and floated out at linebacker spot for throwing for a yard loss.
That's why Jack Hopper is a captain. It's why he will get postseason recognition with All-League and possibly All-State honors.
Comes out at legal linebacker spot, 6 foot, 198-pound senior Jack Hopper. Where's number 6 if you're watching from the stands? Or if you're watching online. Here's Shields, the quarterback, wants to throw the football, rolls to his right side, throws again, receiver drops the football over on that far side, came off his chest too hard, and I think that Caleb Crum was thinking about running before he caught that football. As he took his eyes off of it, it's the shoulder pads that comes out on him, 3rd down and long.
That's the first time I've seen a Maize South receiver drop a pass all season.
You look at your stats. I think that's the first time in this game, possibly. They had an early throw that they also did the downing, got the loss of downs, that the missed route over there, but you're correct. Shields the quarterback for Maize South. We're tied at 14 here in the 3rd quarter play, just underway, throwing it over to the right side, and the catch is made, but not enough yards as the stop was made over there. Fitzpatrick ran a little hitch pattern and took him out of bounds. It'll bring up a 4th down punting situation for Maize South.
Emilio Martinez had the coverage, and Kinzer Newquist came over quickly from his free safety position.
They're going to go for it.
Maybe.
They're lining up to go for it quickly. Even if they pull Hutch off sides, it won't be enough. It's 4th down and about 6. Shields looks to the sidelines. They're trying to decide what to do.
Hutch took a timeout.
Yeah, they were having some personnel issues trying to decide if you had 11 guys or 12 guys, 10. They couldn't figure it out.
Decided to take a timeout. We're going to break in. 11:17 to go in this 3rd quarter. We're tied at 14. Maize South facing a 4th down and 6. We'll be back in a half minute.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Me. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Catching some flack from the video photographer over here, Dan. Give me a hard time telling me to keep up. Tune in to HutchPost.com if you want to watch the game. And I tell you what, don't forget about that great KWBW app that you can take with you anywhere. Crystal clear audio from that as well.
If you have an echo, tell Alexa, play KWBW radio.
Now you just fired all of them off. 4th down, and they aren't going to go for it. Shields looks to the sidelines again.
He might still punt it.
Stepping back, he will. Quick punt by Shields. Little pooch kick. It's going to hit at the 21-yard line and take a south bounce. Goes all the way and out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So Hutch will set up 90 yards away from pay dirt at their own 10-yard line.
That was a good one.
So 11:08 to go in this 3rd quarter play. Hutchinson takes over after stopping Maize South on the recovery of the onside kick that they had. Maize South had it in midfield. And now let's see what Hutchinson could do with the football.
Good job by that Hutchinson defense.
If you just tuned in, we're tied at 14 apiece. Hutch scored first, and Maize South came back, made it 7-7. Hutchinson then got a 52-yard run by McEwen to go up 14-7, and then Maize South came back and got a 25-yard reception for the touchdown, tied it at 14. Gibbs straightaway running, straight up the middle. Still is going to be McEwen again, and he leans forward across the 15 to the 16. Gets 600 hard-earned yards. How many did he have at halftime?
163.
All right, so he's already got close to 10 more, so close to 175 yards so far on the game. And he is playing well.
So far, tonight has been everything that you love about high school football.
All right, Hutchinson. The turn, the pitch on the outside is going to be Kokar trying to turn the corner. He cannot, and he loses yardage. Actually, it'll be back to close to the original line of scrimmage. We're going to say it's going to be 3rd down and 9. So they're going to mark it at the 11-yard line. Those pitches, just the rocket pitch isn't working tonight. That's another thing. I think you look at film enough.
Right.
and you know what's going to happen, and Kokar just can't get any edge.
It's tough to make that work against a team that has as much defensive speed as the Maize South Mavs have.
All right, so Thompson up under center. Got Kokar at the fullback. Blackwell on the slot outside wants to throw the football. Thompson steps up. Now he goes to throw it. And a reception. Nope, it's incomplete. He went to Blackwell on the outside, tried to throw it between two defensive players at the 25, which would have been enough for the first down. It's 4th down and 9. You got to punt it.
Give everybody credit on that Maize South defense. They had everyone covered. Give Miles Thompson a lot of credit for buying a few extra seconds to find an open receiver, but the coverage was outstanding.
So 14-14 tie with 9:49 to go in this third quarter of play. Hutchinson will have to punt the football away. And going to back to punt it is Martinez, Alejandro Martinez. He wears number 91. He's a senior, 5'6", 183-pounder. Low snap. Here comes the kick. And he gets it away. And how he did, I have no idea. Picked up at the 45 and then wrapped up there will be the Maize South return man. Actually lost some yardage back to about, and they'll say forward progress to the 46-yard line.
That was Ladislao James III on the return.
Nice job out there by Dakota Thompson to come up and make the stop. And I'm not sure how Martinez got that punt away. It squeaked through there.
Now the snap was a little bit low, and he did a good job of fielding it. Almost looked like a shortstop to make sure it didn't get past him.
Mavericks football, 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line of Hutchinson. So they have great field position. Hutchinson was stern on their last defensive effort. They give it to Neiman. He's got some room. He turns the left side across the 40 down to the Hutchinson 35-yard line. And if it is at the 35, it's enough for the first down. 1st and 10. Nice run by Hunter Neiman. Senior running back, 5'10", 175. He's the main ball carrier for the Mavericks. Shields keeps it himself, steps up. Gets hit at about the 34-yard line, picks up maybe 1 or 2 yards.
Not much there. David Waymeyer, Jack Hover. It's gang tackling.
Mark it at the 34.
Good to see Carter Young back in action again on that defensive line.
2nd down and 9 from the 34.
Look for Shields to roll to his right.
Yeah, Ben Patterson in there as well as one of those linebackers. So on the right side, and the run around over there is going to be Byron Fitzpatrick with another catch.
Didn't roll to his right, but threw it quickly to the right in the flat.
3rd down and short, right at the 26-yard line. So 3rd down and just a nickel.
They're in 4-down territory, so you never know. They might take a shot at the end zone on 3rd and short, or they might just try to pick up the first down.
See what Shields does here. Colin Shields, 6'1", senior, 200-pounder, is a talented quarterback. Turn to give straight away. They've got the first down. Straight away running.
Decided to go with the safe play and just pick up that first down to move the chains.
Needed a half a yard and got a yard and a half to give to Neiman. So 1st and 10 now. They'll mark it right at the 23-yard line of Hutchinson. Hutchinson defending the goal to their north. Shields back to pass after the play action. Goes right side. Catch made. Boy, he is prolific as a passer. Pass caught over there by Jake Johnson.
It's a rare talent for a high school quarterback to be able to so accurately throw on the run.
2nd down and short. 2nd and 2 now. Nose of the football on the 15. Shields turns. Gives it again to Newman, trying to get spread out, and he can. A great stop defensively. Good job of coming up to make the stop out there by Mason Weathers.
Mason Weathers making his presence felt. He's coming up quickly from that outside linebacker position.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 4 situation. It was 2nd down and short. Now 3rd and about 4. Shields keeps it, turns in upfield at about the 15, and picks up maybe 3. 4th down and about a yard and a half.
7:30 to play in the 3rd quarter. We're all tied. Hutchinson 14, Maize South 14.
So big down right here. 4th down for Maize South. 4th and short. 4th and about a yard and a half. Nose of the football right on the Maize South 15-yarder.
Jonathan Fan at nose tackle on you.
All right, Fan moved over at nose tackle now out of that offensive guard spot. Back to pass to Shields. Pass caught over on the far side, enough for the first down. I wasn't sure that Johnson caught it.
Off his shoestrings.
And he did, though, enough for the first down.
That takes a lot of courage to throw a 4th down pass when it's 4th and 2.
Well, Hunter kind of took a chance and thought he might be able to get a pick, and it whizzed right by his ear. To give to Neiman now at the 10-yard line all the way down to the 5. Picks up 5 on the carry. Quick opener on that right side. And
flag down in the end zone.
And the Salthawks didn't sub out Jonathan Fan, but subbed in.
Oh, you think they had 12 on the field?
But the flag was after the play also, so
might have taken them a while to catch it.
Yeah.
Here, Fan comes out of there now.
Jonathan Fan's big enough that you notice him for sure.
See what they're going to call. Because it's at the 5.
That would be an illegal participation.
Yeah, it'll be half the distance to the goal line, and they'll mark it right at the 2.5-yard line.
Stays first down.
Yeah, it'll be 1st and goal. Actually, not 1st and goal. It's 1st and 2.5. Because I think the ball was on the 11. So Shields gave it off to Neiman, and he slices into the end zone for 6. And Maize South has taken the lead at 20-14. So a nice drive, short field for Maize South, as they were able to take it down and score it.
46 yards on that drive.
And Neiman just took it in from 2.5 yards out.
Oh, bad snap.
And they're going to try to throw it for 2. Incomplete.
That could figure.
Yes, it could. 20-14, kind of like last week.
Yeah, last week.
So the PAT is no good. And your score was 6:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Maize South 20, Hutchinson 14. Maize South kickoff coming up in 30 seconds.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use First Pay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
6:40 to go in this 3rd quarter of play. It is Maize South 20, Hutchinson 14. At the missed point after touchdown, we might have a deja vu going back to last week, possibly.
Yeah, in the excitement of the moment, I really misspoke. It was a pretty good snap. The holder just mishandled it.
3rd quarter score, Derby 14, Carroll 7. Also Little River all over Gossel, 56-12. And a couple other scores. Hoyston extended their lead over Halstead now 20-14.
During the halftime, we found out the kicker is Sam Parks. We had him listed as number 24. He's just a freshman, if the roster is correct.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Parks' kick forthcoming here with 6:40 to go. His kickoff, I should say, here in the 3rd period of play. See if Hutchinson can answer the Maize South score. Short kick and a whistle as it started to be kicked, and there's a flag on the play. Maybe all sides, and I believe it will be. Yeah, it's a 5-yard penalty, and he'll kick this time from the 35. Doesn't that just drive you nuts as a coach?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Unforced error. Hutchinson has 4 very capable return men deep.
The NFL kind of took care of that this year.
Yeah, they did.
Move. So your gunner's got a really gun now at the NFL.
Kokar, Patterson, Newquist, and Cunningham.
All right, kick is going to be taken by Newquist out about the 9-yard line. The angles to his right side. Across the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 50, to the 45, down to the 40, and all the way down to the Maize South 36-yard line. Kinzer Newquist on the return. Picked up some great blockers all the way down and took it deep into Maize South territory.
When you look out there at that kick return for Hutchinson this season, I can't think of too many years where you had 4 players deep to return that are as capable as those 4.
Joe, which end were you on that one? The receiving end or the watching from behind?
I was behind the play, but it took Kinzer. He was patient there and waited for the right time, then turned on the gents once he saw his opening.
Sure did. He's got some speed. All right, man of motion's Kokar. They give it straight away running here, and I think it's going to be McEwen the ball carrier across the 35. The mark is just short of the 35-yard line, so second down and 8.
Connor Neal did not make the tackle for Maize South, but he stuffed the lead blocker so well that it closed up the hole.
So Hutchinson on the drive right now with 6:04 to go in the third period of play. They have the ball at the Maize South 35-yard line. Quick opener again here across the 30 down to about the 25-yard line. McEwen another ball. A nice carry. Number 28 out there takes it all the way. They'll officially mark it at the 26. So pick up a 4.5 on the carry. Enough for the first down.
Give Brandon Bowles credit for that tackle, and for Maize South, I think that might be his 10th tackle of the game. Ben Patterson collected 6 tackles in the first half for Hutchinson.
Cooper Doobie leads them up to the line of scrimmage. Cooper Doobie, the center for Hutchinson. Miles Thompson, the quarterback, looks to the left, looks to the right. Now he gets under Doobie, gets set for the sneak, and he's going to keep it, roll forward, and trying to get that big 6'7" body across the 25-yard line down to about the 23 is where they'll mark it. We'll bring up a second down and 8 situation. I feel like Miles might be able to break one of those sooner or later, Dan. He's so strong.
That was a case where they went with the quarterback sneak just based on the defensive lineman alignment, made it look like there was an opening over center.
McEwen will be at the fullback spot. Kokar will be over in that left slot. They'll split wideouts, both left and right. Peterson on the right side, on our near side. Hutchinson offense, second down and 8. Football at the 23. Thompson keeps it, pitches it back to Kokar around the 20-yard line, down to the 15. Has enough for the first down, and Hutchinson's moving the football deep inside Maize South territory.
Sometimes you call it inside veer, sometimes you call it midline, sometimes you call it 10. Whatever you want to call it, it looked great.
So Hutch will set it up first and 10 from the Maize South 15-yard line. And you and I talked about on the pregame, has Maize South really been tested? Great Bend didn't, and neither did Salina South.
That was a great point you brought up during the pregame, Glenn, that could be that those 2 games that gave Hutchinson a test helped them.
Again, Cook, give straight up the middle is going to be McEwen across the 10. Battling his way all the way down to the 8. Knees churning down to the 7-yard line, maybe closer.
Without Hutchinson senior leadership, I think that's one of the reasons this coaching staff is having so much fun with this group, because this is a group that when they face adversity, they respond to the challenge.
We'll say it's going to be at the 7. So second down and short from the 7-yard line for Hutch. Thompson under center. Turns, gives it to McEwen. He has some room across the 5. He has the first down. Pinned all the way down to the 2-yard line. Forward progress to the 2. It's going to be a first and goal for Hutch.
McEwen is a powerful runner, but that time it was a pretty nifty sidestep to the right to find the opening.
They'll mark it officially at the 3. First and goal from the 3. So McEwen at that fullback slot, you got to give it to him, don't you, Knack? I mean, he's carried you down there. Thompson's quarterback sneak is close and in there for the touchdown. Miles Thompson from 3 yards out with 3:44 to go has tied up this game at 20 apiece.
Impressive 37-yard drive after the big kick return from Kinzer Newquist gave Hutchinson great field position, and they drove right down the rest of the field to put it in the end zone.
Hutchinson's 3rd touchdown of the night. Blues extra point to try to give them the lead coming. Long snap count. There's the hole by Newquist. The kick is up and on its way. It is good. And Hutchinson has taken the lead at 21-20 over Maize South with 3:44 to go in the third period of play. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the Hutch Kickoff coming your way in 30 seconds.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Salthawks! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, how about that, Dan Nacarado? A nice drop, and Kewen took them all the way down to the 3, first and goal. Thompson took it in from 3 yards out. Hutch leads it with a point after good, 21-20.
What an entertaining high school football game between two very good teams.
It will be the Hutchinson point after kickoff, that is, and it's going to be hitting at about the 15 and go out of bounds. Maize South will have it at the 35 more than likely. This is a number 5 ranked Maize South team. This is a good football team. There's no doubt about that, but Hutchinson's smacking them right in the mouth right along with them and leading at 21-20 here in the third quarter of play. And they'll have the ball at the 35 now as the kickoff went out of bounds. In high school ball, that's the way they play it.
Both these teams came in tonight 2-0. Both these teams look good this season, but you'd have to say Maize South was certainly the favorite tonight. Hutchinson exceeding expectations.
On Maize South touchdown, they actually ended up going for 2 because of the botch and ends up not making it. Here comes the pass, and it's going to be completed. Johnson catches it, but a nice hit made. Not before he got to the 45-yard line. I think that'll move chains, so pick up a 10 for Jake Johnson, and he is a good-looking wide receiver over there.
21 points will not be enough to win this game. Got to keep the pedal to the metal.
Newquist came up and made the hit. Back to pass to give it off to Neiman, the running back. Trying to turn the corner, nothing there. Lost to the 40, gained to the 46, Pick up about a yard on the play.
David Waymeyer, among others, in on the tackle.
So now 2nd down and 9 facing the Mavericks of Maize South. I keep thinking that Maize South is a new school, but they've been in existence for quite some time. Matter of fact, 12 years to be exact. There's a delayed give to Neiman, and he's across the 50 down to the 40 with a lot more to go, all the way down to the Hutchinson 37-yard line, 1st and 10 Mavericks.
Picked up an extra 5 or 6 yards after it looked like Hutchinson had him corralled.
Got another third quarter score for you. Derby 21, Carroll 7, Norton 15, Russell nothing. TMP on top of Plainville 20-6. If you want them all, tune in Nick Gosnell's BW scoreboard show at 10 o'clock. Back to pass. His Shields looks to his right, rolling to his right. He's going to keep it and go out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Picked up 2.
Excellent downfield coverage by that Salthawks secondary.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8, flag on the play. Did we have a late hit over there?
He wrestled him down quite a bit out of bounds.
Yeah, and the white hat came over from the middle of the field to make that call.
So it is going to be, I believe, against Hutchinson.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yep.
If you do it on the Hutchinson sideline, it may not be a flag, but when you do it on your opponent's sideline,
well, that's a call to protect the quarterback right there. It's going to be an automatic 1st down with it. They'll mark it at the 20. So Hutchinson defense is going to have to stiffen up here.
And there was nothing flagrant there. He was just making a tackle at full speed, and the play carried them out of bounds a few yards.
2:37 to go in the third. Shields gives it straight away across the 20 to about the 18, mark it about the 17-yard line by the time forward progress is marked. And again, it's Neiman. Their Neiman is about like our McEwen. It just about gets the ball each and every time.
They are similar runners.
And it's like, who's going to stop the other team's star running back first, huh? Shields looks right and throws right. Catch is made. They miss the tackle, and Johnson's going to take it all the way to the goal line and maybe score. He does.
17 yards.
Yeah, 17-yard catch by Johnson, his 2nd TD of the night. And it comes with the third quarter with 2:02 to go in the third quarter of play.
Now do you go for two?
Well, good chance they will, although they're going to toe it up, it looks like. 26-21. Maize South with the lead. 2 touchdown receptions by Johnson on the evening. Kick is up and on its way, and it is good. So your score, Maize South 27, Hutchinson 21, 2:02 to go in the third quarter of play. Again, 27-21, Maize South on top. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Forward, always moving, never stagnant. Together, nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward, together.
.202 to remain to go in the third period of play. Glenn Grunwald, Dan Nacarado, Sarah Peterson on the video, and Joe Blake on the sidelines. And it is a 6-point lead right now for Maize South. Give them credit. They answered that go-ahead touchdown by Hutchinson pretty efficiently. And the 17-yard catch and run for the touchdown by their wideout, Jake Johnson, number 2. And his number 2 score of the night as well. So Neiman has had a touchdown reception for 25 yards, and he had another run for 29 yards. So Neiman scored 2, and Johnson have scored 2. Fair catch taken off the kickoff. They're going to mark it at the Hutchinson 27-yard line. So Hutch will take over right there, 1st and 10.
That big return by Hutchinson after Maize South's last kick. Probably a good idea to pooch kick the next one and force a fair catch.
So Hutchinson will set up shop on their own 27-yard line, just short of the 27, with 2:02 to go in the third quarter of play. Hutchinson and Newton next week. Newton comes in for homecoming for 2020.
Newton, an amazingly good quarterback, too. Schmidt, he can throw it.
Thompson, the quarterback, to give straightaway running. There goes McEwen again. Another 10 yards and give him 11 or 12 on this carry, just short of the 40-yard line. They'll mark it at the 39. McEwen just keeps hitting that hole hard. You got to give Ragosa and Seitz on that left side, along with Doobie, some credit, because they are opening enough for him to bust through, and then at least those linebackers have to make the stop.
They're making a hole, and McEwen hits it fast enough that it doesn't have to be a huge hole. It's just enough for him to slide through because he runs hard. He's got to be up around 200 yards now.
You know, coming into this one, I thought, well, we'll see Barlow carried a lot. We'll see Kokar carried a lot. But McEwen has carried the load and very effectively. To give again to McEwen. He's across to the 45, close to midfield, all the way up to the 49-yard line. So another 10-yard burst of play right there. And it's going to be close to the first down, if not right on the marker. I think it's going to be just a hair short, maybe. No, they're going to give him a first down, I believe. Or are they saying for sure? Yes, they did. Down. So a 10-yard pickup by McEwen. He's over 200 yards now for the ball game. So just short of the 50-yard line for Hutchinson. Give to McEwen again over the right tackle this time. Stretches forward for about 3 or 4 yards. Finally stopped out there. Picking up the stop is going to be Forsythe. Britton Forsythe comes up to make the stop, Dan.
This is a Maize South defense that has not given up hardly anything in the first 2 games. The Salthawk offense the offensive line has been blocking well, and the lead blockers from the backfield have also been doing a good job.
McEwen still at that fullback slot. Now on the right slot will be Kokar to set up Barlow on that left slot. The turn to give to Barlow. He's got some room. He's across the 45 down to about the 44-yard line, maybe one step away from really picking up some yardage.
Another tackle by Brandon
Bowles, yeah.
Yes, Bowles. And I think that's 11 or 12 tackles for him now. He's been Mr. Everything for that Maize South Mavericks defense.
3rd and 4 for Hutchinson. Ball on the 44-yard line.
I think Hutchinson will let the quarter expire.
I think so. It's down to 8. Now it's down to 7. 16 on the game clock, and that's going to be it for the third quarter of play. your scores. We head to the fourth quarter of play. Maize South, number 5 ranked Maize South, 27. The Salthawks, 21. We'll be back with Hutchinson driving and going into the fourth quarter. We'll be right back.
Hi, Kansas. Jess here at Pools Plus, and we are super bummed we won't see you at the fair this year, but we are excited that our inventory is stocked and ready for the big sale. You heard it. The No Fair Fair Sale is going on now at Pools Plus. All spas and outdoor furniture are marked down to an all-time low. All in-stock solar covers are 15% off. Get them while they last. Be sure to call the professionals at Pools Plus and schedule your pool closing before the calendar is full. The No Fair Fair Sale going on at Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Me. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
To the fourth quarter we go. Glenn Grumwald, Dan Nacarado, Sarah Peterson, and Joe Blake. Joe Blake at the sidelines, and here we go. It will be a third down and short situation for Hutchinson. The give up the middle, room to run as Barlow follows out to the races. McEwen, it's McEwen again for another Hutchinson touchdown. Mark it from the 49, and it was a quick 6 right there for the touchdown. What was the total yardage?
44.
44 yards for McEwen and his third TD of the night.
McEwen had 219 yards before that touchdown run, so that was a big one.
Fourth quarter surge right there as the start of the fourth quarter. McEwen off and running. This time over that left side, tackle and guards. Ragosa in sights. Kick is up, and the kick is good by Boo as he puts it through. And Hutchinson's regaining the lead, this time 28-27. We will take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more fourth quarter action. Hutch on top, 28-27. We'll be right back.
Hutchinson Community College and Blue Dragon Athletics are proud to support the Hutchinson Salthawks. Whether you're working towards your degree or are a busy working individual with limited time to attend class, Hutch CC has what you're looking for. And for those still in high school, Hutchinson Community College's Step Ahead program provides a head start on a quality education, and it may not cost a student anything. Visit hutchcc.edu or call 888-GO-HUTCH for more details. And good luck this season to the Salthawks.
Well, here we go, Dan. The Hutchinson kickoff. How electric was that first play in the fourth quarter of play?
That puts Alec McEwen at 263 yards on 27
now listen,
carries.
He's not done yet, I don't think. We talked to his dad last week. He'd like to average 200 a week. He did not get it last week. He might make it up this week. So Hutchinson will kick off, leading at 28.
263 yards on 27 carries and 3 TDs against the number 5 team in the state of Kansas in 5A. That's a pretty good night's work.
Here comes the kick. It's going to be stay in bounds, and he picks it up and steps out of bounds then right at the 17. It was just teetering on the line, and actually in defense of the ball player, that would be Braden Winter. I thought it was going to go out of bounds, but it just died right there.
That could have been a golf shot. That could have been a Rusty Hills pitch.
Might have been. Just pitched it right over there from 30 yards out of the bunker? He's never in a bunker,
He pitched it and it bit.
No doubt about that. All right, Maize South will have the football. Let's see if Hutchinson could put a stop here with 11:52 to go in the ball game. Shields the quarterback. Here comes the snap from center. Back to pass to Shield. Looks downfield. Now he rallies out of it, comes to the left side. He's going to run. It's going to be dropped over there. Pick up a positive yardage of about 7. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 4.
Good coverage again by that Hutchinson Salthawks secondary.
Made him have to scramble, and out of the pocket he came, and Shields picked up positive yardage, though.
O-line gave him pretty good protection.
All right, Shields the quarterback here. 2nd down and short. Gives it to Neiman. Neiman around the right side. And he'll be stopped right there, but not after he picked up the first down. Up to the 31. 1st and 10 now for South. You want to follow Coach Knack or I on Twitter? I'm at HutchPostSports1 on Twitter. And, Dan, you're Coach Knack.
Yeah, mine's pretty easy. At Coach Knack.
Pretty easy to
get. That's N-A-C. Coach Knack.
Here, giveaway right up the middle. Nothing there. 2nd down and 10. Nothing popping up the middle for Neiman that time. Goes Vernon clear out on the field, quite far out, and giving some instructions. Nice stop made there, but they're going to say a yard. 2nd down and 9. You kind of sense, Dan, that this game's not over by a long shot. Here's Shields, runs out of pocket. Now he's going to take it away and takes it upfield. Short of the first down by about 3 or 4 yards. Is dropped at about the 38-yard line. So it's going to bring up a key 3rd down call.
Without question, Hutchinson playing much better than either of the first 2 Maize South opponents on both sides of the football.
3rd down, and we're going to call it 4. 3rd and 4 from the 37. Their own 37. Maize South, quarterback Shields. He's a good one, Colin Shields. Wants to throw the football, rolls to his left, going to have to sling it across body. He does. He goes long. 2 receivers out there, and it's...
Did he catch it?
Did he catch it? He did catch it. He caught it at the 24-yard line. Hutchinson had great coverage back there, as Hunter was back there as well, but he was falling down and caught the football.
Oh, my.
All the way to the 24-yard line, 1st and 10 now for South. That's a huge play that more than likely, if it had been incomplete, would have brought up a 4th down situation.
Maize South had 2 receivers right on top of each other, and that's usually not what you want to do.
Shields, the quarterback. Turn to give to the running back. Neiman has some room around the right side, across the 20, inches forward, right at the 20. No dropping there, picks up 5. 2nd down and 5.
Isaiah Phillips, the 6'2", 195-pound defensive tackle, made the stop.
We're going to call it 6, actually. 2nd down and 6. Ball right at the 20-yard line of Hutchinson.
Phillips is coming off. His hand is kind of dangling.
Uh-oh.
That's not a good thing.
Not dang. That's a bad word to use. It's not.
It's hurt.
Yeah.
It's
injured.
Yes. There you go. Thank you, Joe. Joe Blake, our sideline reporter, brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. To run up the middle. Quarterback keeps it up to about the 15. Joe, brought to you by Papa John's Pizza, as well as Jackson Meat. Patterson makes the stop.
Clock is running, 8:45 to play in the 4th quarter.
Shields the quarterback. Gives it to Neiman. He stopped dead in his tracks at the 15.
Emilio Martinez in the backfield. That's a tackle for loss.
It is.
Brings up 4th down.
4th and 1.
Now, the last time Maize South had a 4th and 2, they passed the ball and made the first down.
Yeah, they sure did.
So even though it's 4th and short, don't just make it a foregone conclusion that Maize South will run the ball. Now, they're only down 1. If they had a kicker, they could.
All right, this is huge.
They're going for it.
Shields, the quarterback. He turns, gives it to Neiman. He has the first down and more. He's into the end zone from 15 yards out. A 15-yard touchdown run by Neiman, his 3rd touchdown of the night. This one comes in the 4th quarter of play at the 8:02 mark. So Maize South has scored in every quarter, as has Hutch, but right now that puts Maize South up 33-28.
Hunter Neiman has close to 100 yards in this football game. Alec McEwen,
they're going to go for 2. Here, Dan, this is what you wanted them to do earlier.
Smart move.
And
tried to pull Hutch off sides, I believe.
Timeout's going to be taken by the Mavericks. We'll get a break in, a 30-second break, 8:02 to go in the contest. Mavericks lead at 33-28. Their point after touchdown try coming up right after this timeout.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Well, Joe, I'm going to make you have to check on Phillips real quick because you had his hand dangling, and I think he's still injured, though. He's on the trainer's table, but hopefully we'll see him back a little bit.
We can definitively state that his hand is still attached.
My apologies to scare any of Phillips' family that's listening that maybe thought his hand was going to come off of you.
All right, Big's point after touchdown try here. It's 33-28. South with the lead, but looks like they're going to go for two. And try to get back that botched extra point attempt earlier on. Shields, the quarterback, rolls to his right, wants to throw the football. Now he steps up, and he's going to be dropped for a loss.
Jack Hover.
It keeps the score at 33-28. We await the Maize South kickoff. Hutchinson still with a lot of time left with 8:02 to go to drive down and take the lead. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout.
Get the latest news, weather, and sports in one place. HutchPost.com. It's your one-stop news source powered by Eagle Radio. Plus, play fun contests. Save with big deals of Central Kansas. Get the latest ag news, daily obituaries. Keep tabs on your favorite sports teams, including the Salthawks and Blue Dragons. And be sure to sign up for the Hutch Post Morning News in your inbox. 24 hours a day, get news when you want it at HutchPost.com.
Well, it's a 5-point ball game, 33-28. Maize South on top with 8:02 to go in the contest. Maize South just scored from 15 yards out. Their point after two-point conversion was not any good. Great defense by the Salthawks. And now Hutchinson, which will be headed to the north. They'll receive the kickoff from South.
I would expect a pooch. I would expect a pooch kick to try to avoid a big return. But we'll see what happens.
This has been one of the more entertaining contests that I've ever been involved with.
And all three games this year have been good. Yeah, all three have been really fun.
Here comes the kickoff. And you are right. There's that little pooch. It's going to be coming up and taking it by Kickoff, but he fumbled the football. Let's see what the call's going to be. It popped away from him. He tried to come up and make a play on it, and about the time he got hit,
he had to run a long way.
I think you're going to say it's Hutchinson football.
That was a well-placed pooch kick because no Salthawks were close to where it came down, and Kokar had to cover a lot of ground in a hurry. He looked like a center fielder chasing down a ball hit to the outfield.
No. He called a fair catch on that play, and the ref blew the whistle before it actually came in contact to kind of caution the defense, but I think that distracted Kokar there.
It's going to be at the 36, so 1st and 10 for Hutchinson at their own 36. Fair ball placement right there. Position, I should say, field position. Thompson, the quarterback, leads them up. Got that big offensive line. You got Chase Kepler and Doobie and Seitz and Ragoza. Gives straight away running. Pick up of a couple yards.
7 minutes, 50 seconds to play in the fourth quarter, and Hutchinson still has 2 timeouts. So you can still continue your normal game plan and keep feeding the ball to Alec McEwen if you want to.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to get into a hurry up. One of the Maize players' shoe came off, and they're waiting for that to be fixed. They stopped the clock with 7:45 to go. We let him get that attire on, and now we'll get set.
I think his shoe was dangling from his foot.
Might have been dangling down there. All right, Thompson, the quarterback. Turn to give to McEwen. Straight ahead running. He's got some room again. It's all the way down inside of Maize South territory to the 45. He is not to be denied tonight, folks.
Alec McEwen is going to have a 300-yard night running the football.
Give that young man the football.
I don't think he's quite to 300 yards yet, but he's knocking on the door.
White out on the right side. Return to give again to McEwen. He's down to the 40, just short of it, to about the 41-yard line. His forward progress is marked. Pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6.
You can bet that Alec McEwen all week was upset that his leg cramps prevented him from playing the way he wanted to play last week in Garden City, and he came out ready to play tonight.
He's going to have a hot tub night tonight, I'm telling you right now, because he is going to be sore. 2nd down and 6 from the south 41-yard line. Keep by Thompson, turns it up, across the 40, has some room, all the way gone, close to the first down, about a half a yard short. They'll mark it at the 36. He had to get to the 35 for the first down. 3rd down and short.
Obviously, Hutchinson's in 4-down territory, down by 5 points with the ball on the 36-yard line of Maize South.
3rd and short to call for Hutchinson. Inside Maize South territory, 6:10 to go in this 4th and final quarter.
Seems to be a little confusion about where to line up.
Yeah, and Coach, I think, is going to call timeout. They're going to take a break. We'll get a 30-second timeout in. Just under 6 to go. 5:58 to go in the contest. Hutchinson driving all the way down to the 36-yard line of Maize South. Hutchinson trails 33-28. We'll be back in a half minute.
It's time to finish your taxes. Whether we filed your extension or not, bring your tax information to H&R Block and let our tax professionals ensure you get every deduction and credit you deserve. And our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, and Ellsworth are open to assist you. Don't wait to file your tax return and risk penalties for missing the deadline. Make an appointment now and put our expertise to work for you.
Well, 3rd down and short. 5:58 to go in the contest. Nose of the football at the Maize South 36-yard line, Dan.
Now, Hutchinson had so many players checking their wristbands, trying to figure out where to line up for that last play. Again, they go no huddle. That makes me wonder if there's some kind of special play called. Looks like a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, Peterson split out wide on the right side. The quarterback sneak for the first down. Across the 35-yard line. It's good enough for the first down.
But I think before the timeout, Hutchinson did have something else called, and Coach Mike Vernon, after the timeout, decided, let's just pick up the first down.
They'll mark it right at the yard line. It's going to be on the 35, so Hutchinson with a new set of downs.
Probably time to go back to Alec McEwen again, don't you think, Glenn?
You could, or you could get a little fancy in there. You got Barlow in that right slot. Looks like you got Kokar in that left slot.
Barlow's been doing a very good job of lead blocking. He's also a very capable running back in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing whatever it takes
but
to help
McEwen's
his
having
team.
one of those special nights. 1st and 10 now from the 35. And a whistle stops play with 5:24 to go.
Play clock.
And it will be the play clock.
Hutchinson was confused again. This is the first year I have ever seen Hutchinson High School go with no huddle, and they're using the wristbands. And
that one hurt right there. 1st and 15.
They had several players checking with each other to try to figure out where to line up.
And Coach Vernon's trying to argue that they took a while to, set the ball and make sure that they had the first down there. That they was doing the universal sign to raise up the play clock.
Mm-hmm. Didn't get it.
Nope.
1st and 15 now. This hasn't really stopped Hutchinson too much tonight. Only punted a couple times. Give the keep by Thompson, spins out of it, gets 5 of it back, now 7, still trying to fight for some more. He picked up about 8 yards, so he got about a half of that 15. And
ball came out late, but he was already down.
So it will be 2nd down and about a 7 situation now facing Hutchinson. So good job by Thompson to get half of that back.
Very good running. Last year, the high school play clock adopted the same rules that college have pretty much, where they don't wait till the ball is spotted to start the play clock. As soon as the timer is sure that the play is over, they start it.
4:34 to go in the contest. Hutch straight away running by McEwen, backs for 4 and gets all the way down to about the 33-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down. A big call forthcoming with 4th down, and we're going to call it 4.
It's a 40-second play clock, so as soon as the offensive play is over, the 40-second clock starts without the official giving any signal.
Mill Valley 28, Bentonville, Arkansas 28 in a good one. St. Thomas Aquinas 34, Maize 28. Give to McEwen. He stopped short of the first down. This is the third down call. I said fourth. It's not. It's a third down. He picked up a couple.
Now this is a situation with 4th and short. Probably going to be about 4th and 2. The Maize South defense will crowd the line of scrimmage. If you can pop through that initial line, you can run all the way to the end zone.
Barlow will check out the contest. Big fourth down call. 4th down and 2. This could be ball game. 3:36 to go in the contest. Do those big hosses up front and just give it to McEwen and, like you said, try to pop it through. Man in motion. Here comes the pitch on the outside. It's going to be Kokar. Can he turn the edge? He can. He has the first down. And more. 20, 15, 10, 5, down to the 5-yard line. Big run by Noah Kokar around that left edge. He has not got the edge all night long, Dan Nacarado, but he did there as he took it all the way down to the 5.
Excellent call. One of the many weapons in the Salthawk offensive arsenal. Couldn't have come at a better time.
You were right. They stacked it up early. He hit the edge right around where he had the first down, and then he backpedaled it all the way down. They're going to mark it officially at the 7. So big run by Kokar. Clock at 3:15 to go. Hutchinson trying to score the go-ahead touchdown. Turn to give this time to McEwen. He stumbles forward for a pickup of a couple. Down to about the 7-yard line.
Hutchinson punches this in the end zone. They might as well go for 2. They punch it in. That would make it 34-33.
So 2nd and goal is the call.
But you have to punch it in the end zone first.
2:46 to go.
First things first.
Don't forget, Hutchinson fumbled earlier when they were on a drive. So contain the football and try to punch it into the end zone. Thompson wants to throw. Ball caught by Peterson, trying to get in the end zone. He's down to about the 2. Second effort just about got him there. It's going to be a second down situation coming, or it will be third. Let's see. It's 3rd and short.
Look for Maize South to storm the castle because the ball's on the 1-yard line.
3rd and 1 for Hutchinson.
Storm the castle just means you bring everybody hard immediately from the defense.
Make sure you're on the same page. Thompson has 17 seconds on the play clock. Looks over the defense.
This crowd making a lot of noise.
Letting that time go down. Quarterback sneak by Thompson. He leans forward. Did he get the touchdown? Yes, he did. Thompson's in for the touchdown. Hutchinson takes the lead at 34-33.
Again, might as well go for 2 points here.
Hutchinson on top, 34-33 with 1:48 to go in the contest. And they might talk it over and go for 2. Oh, my goodness, what a great drive by Hutchinson.
Really, 1 point on the PAT does nothing for you in this situation.
Nope.
You have nothing to lose by going for 2.
Other than Carter Boo's streak.
Well, his streak will still be intact.
True. All right, they're going to go for 2. 1:48 to go. Hutchinson leads by 1, 34-33. Here's the give on the outside, trying to turn the corner. They can't do it. It's dropped for right at the 5-yard line, and time does not start. Does the clock supposed to
2-point conversion?
2-point conversion. That's why. Okay. So with 1:48 to go, it'll be a Hutchinson kickoff. 1:48. Defense has got to come out and do their job. Hutchinson 34, Maize South 33. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hutchinson High School sports is on the air thanks to these outstanding Salthawk boosters. Portfolio Recovery Associates of Hutchinson, Dr. Randy Smith of Appalachian Animal Hospital, the Wynn Insurance Group of Hutchinson, Summit Surgical, the Hutchinson Clinic, the Medicine Shop, and Jackson Meat. Hutchinson High School and Eagle Radio Sports thank these Salthawk boosters for their continued support of Hutchinson High School athletics.
Glenn Brumwell, Dan Nacarado, Sarah Peterson on the video. And Joe Blake on the sidelines. Hutchinson leads at 34-33 over Maize South with 1:48 to go. Hutchinson kicking off. Wow, lots of time left, however.
If you're a competitor, these type situations are what you live for.
That's true. So Hutchinson gets set to kick it off. You don't want them to get a big run back, so let's see if you pooch it and let your cover team get down there. There's a kick. It's going to be taken out to 14. It's fumbled to the 13, picked up right there, and then a big return, but all the way out to the 33-yard line. They contained him with 1:43 to go.
He was just tight-roping along that sideline.
Dakota Thompson on the stop.
Came very close to stepping out of bounds a couple of times.
All right, so Maize South will come out. Their fine quarterback, Colin Shields, will lead them out and try to get a comeback here. South only lost one game last year, and that was to arch rival Maize. It's in the same city.
Shields will look for Byron Fitzpatrick, Jake Johnson, or possibly Skylar Snow.
All right, here we go. 1:43 remaining. Shields sends a man in motion. That's going to be Neiman. He wants to throw the football, and you know it. It's caught at the 39-yard line. Drop right there. Clock's going to move along. Nice stop over there by Hutchinson. Coming up with the stop was Mason Weathers.
Fitzpatrick with the reception.
Picks up about 9 yards. And then 27 to go. Shields sends a man in motion. That's Neiman again. Empty backfield. Wants to step up and throw it. Going to have a first down and more. He's on his horse all the way down the sideline. Steps out of bounds deep into the side and the Hutchinson territory at about the 36-yard line. So Hutchinson coverage was downfield, but nobody was there to try to pick him up. And it was a run and chase play right there by Shields all the way down deep inside of Hudson territory through the 36. 13 to go. Shields the quarterback, 1st and 10. Steps back, throws it to his right side. I think an incomplete pass, or gets the catch made.
Probably would have been better for Maize South had it been incomplete because the clock continues to run.
Caught over there by Caleb Crum. Clock under a minute now, 58 seconds.
Only a 4-yard gain.
2nd down and 6.
Clock is running.
Fitzpatrick splits over to the left side. Give to Neiman. He's going to run it. He's going to be stopped right at the 30-yard line. Picks up maybe 2 yards on the play. 3rd down and 5.
Second timeout spent by Maize South. They'll have 1 left.
We're going to keep it here with 39 ticks left on the clock. Hutchinson leads at 34-33. But Maize South with it deep inside of Hutchinson territory. And Hutchinson defensively needed that stop as well. They needed the timeout because they're getting gassed a little bit. It gives the defense time to set up here. 3rd down and 5, 3rd and 4, we'll call it.
Definitely on that 1st and 10 play, Maize South would have been far better off with an incomplete pass rather than a short gain with the clock running.
34-33, Hutchinson with the lead. Maize South driving, though, to the 30-yard line. And you'd wonder what kind of field goal kicker do they have. This is just deja vu from last week. Garden City had it at the 30. Remember Dan? Drove it all the way down to the 20, had a penalty go against them.
And given the fact that Maize South has a freshman kicking off, I don't think they probably have a lot of faith in the ability to make it long.
Big 3rd down call here for Maize South. Clock at 39. Shields the quarterback, gets the snap, back to pass, has it on the outside, away, incomplete pass, could have been a pick over there, but we'll take the incomplete to bring up 4th down.
Devin Hackney jumped in front of the receiver and very nearly.
Grandma down in Texas is jumping up and down right now. Let me tell you, Devin Hackney was just a hair away from taking that to the house.
Would have been a pick 6.
Oh, my.
And it all comes down to one play.
Exactly.
Salthawk defense gets a stop. Hutchinson will win.
4th down. 35 seconds to go. Shields sends a man in motion. He skips across. Here's Shields. Wants to throw it. Goes long. Incomplete pass. Hutchinson's going to win this ball game. Hutchinson is going to win this ball game. They lead at 34-33 with 32 seconds remaining. They will take over on down, but there's a flag more than likely for celebration. Let's see what it's going to be.
If it is, it's meaningless because Hutchinson just needs to go to victory formation either way.
Oh, my. 4th down. The pass by Shields was incomplete. And Hutchinson's going to have the football, I believe.
Hutchinson's offense is on the field, and Maize South's offense is off the field.
The Salthawks, 2-7 each of the last 2 years, are about to go, and they're about to go. It's against South. It moves it all the way to the 45, but you're going to take a knee. You're going to cover up. They're about to go 3-0 and knock off the number 5 team in 5A.
Highest quality win for the Hutchinson Salthawks in the last 4 years.
They're going to cover it up right here with 32 ticks left on the clock. What a defensive play by the Salthawks. There's the knee.
You'd have to go back to the year that Hutchinson went to the state championship game in Ryan Cornelson's first year of coaching. Ryan Steckline on that team, and Turner Wentz, and some very impressive players. And this is the biggest win for Hutchinson High School football since that year 5 years ago.
Clock's down to 5, down to 4. That's going to do it. Your final, Hutchinson 34, Maize South 33. Hutchinson comes out on top in a heck of a ball game, folks, 34-33. We will take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with all the numbers. You're getting your final from the Gowan Stadium. Hutchinson 34, Maize South 33. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Need to send someone money? Pay a babysitter? Split the bill? Use First Pay. It is the person-to-person payment option located right inside your online banking app. There is no need to download an additional application. It is simple, safe, and secure. We're first for you. Visit fnbhutch.bank to learn more, or click on your First National Bank app to get started. You can also stop into a location nearest you, and we're happy to help. First National Bank of Hutchinson, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free mail-out, free delivery, or call ahead for our handy curbside service. Go Salthawks! From Ashcraft Pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Forward, always moving, never stagnant. Together, nothing great is ever accomplished without it. At Fee Insurance Group, we've been working side by side with our clients for more than a century. Together with individuals, organizations, and communities, we look ahead to protect the people, places, and things they love. We're Fee Insurance Group. Forward. Together.
Hi, Kansas. Jess here at Pools Plus, and we are super bummed we won't see you at the fair this year, but we are excited that our inventory is stocked and ready for the big sale. You heard it. The No Fair Fair Sale is going on now at Pools Plus. All spas and outdoor furniture are marked down to an all-time low. All in-stock solar covers are 15% off. Get them while they last. Be sure to call the professionals at Pools Plus and schedule your pool closing before the calendar is full. The No Fair Fair Sale going on at Pools Plus, 21 East 1st in downtown Hutchinson.
Oh, it's a happy bunch of parents and seniors on senior night as Hutchinson comes out with a victory tonight by the score of 34-33. And it's time for the Medicine Shop post-game capsule, brought to you by the Little White Castle at 14th and Main. You can get some anti-anxiety pills there. Certainly, if you are depressed, you shouldn't be tonight if you're a Salthawk fan, and come away with a victory. And Dan, just real quick, here is Thompson's touchdown
for Hutchinson. Storm the castle just means you bring everybody hard immediately from the defense.
Make sure you're on the same page. Thompson has 17 seconds on the play clock. Looks over the defense.
This crowd making a lot of noise.
Let that time go down. Quarterback sneak by Thompson. He leans forward. Did he get the touchdown? Yes, he did. Hutchinson for the touchdown. Hutchinson takes the lead at 34-33. And there was the go-ahead touchdown they went for two, didn't get it, but it didn't matter. And like you said, it was academic whether or not they kicked it or went for two. And Hutchinson hangs on to win it 34-33. Boy, you look at it, Hutchinson got first blood with McEwen with a 4-yard run with 8:13 to go in the first quarter play. Hutch went on top 7-0 with the Boo extra point. And then you turn around and Neiman on a 25-yard reception ties it at 7 with the extra point. You come back, McEwen with a 52-yard run to give Hutch a 7-point lead, 14-7. You turn around, you got a Maize South touchdown pass from Shields to Johnson, one of Johnson's 2 on the night to make it 14-14. And then you turn around and Neiman got a big touchdown run, the big run up the middle to make it 20-14. The point after was not any good. It was a bad snap. They didn't even get an opportunity to kick the ball. It ends up being 20-14 then. You turn around and in the third quarter with 2:02 to go, check that, I'm sorry, back to the third quarter scoring for Hutchinson, 3:44 to go. Thompson on a 3-yard run to make it 21-20. Hutch on top. You turn around and you get another touchdown from Johnson from 17 yards out to go on top at 27-21. Then you turn around and McEwen gets that 44-yard touchdown to put him on top. Hutch on top 38-17. Back on the Maize South side in the fourth quarter with 8:02 to go. Neiman with another touchdown of the night to go up 33-28, but then Thompson's touchdown that you just heard for the extra point was good. What's not any good, they didn't try to get it, and it was 34-33. They hang on for a great defensive effort to win the ball game.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it. That's the biggest Hutchinson Salthawk football win since 2014, without any question. When you can beat the number 5 team in the state of Kansas and do it in such a way where you faced adversity, you come away with a 34-33 win. That is exciting. Alec McEwen, 33 carries, 292 yards.
Oh, my goodness.
3 touchdowns. That was just a tremendous effort by Alec McEwen. Hutchinson put up 409 yards of total offense, 375 of that on the ground. That's Salthawk football, folks. And really, we tip our hat to the Maize South Mavs. That is a fine football team with young men and coaching staff that are doing everything you could ask of them. Colin Shields did not disappoint. 20 out of 26 for 211 yards and 3 TDs tonight. Good effort by the Maize South Mavs. 392 yards of total offense. But Hutchinson came up big when they needed to. Biggest win for Salthawk football since 2014.
We'll give Coach a chair right here and let him get set to sit down, and we'll get him on here in just a second. We're going to take a quick time out. But those stats brought to you by the Medicine Shop in Hutchinson. Again, the Medicine Shop at 14th and Main doing what they do best, and that's pharmaceuticals. Again, the Medicine Shop, sponsor of the postgame show. We're going to take a break, come back and talk to the victorious coach. We'll be back right after this.
You've been listening to Hutchinson Salthawk Sports on VW Radio. Our broadcast was brought to you in part by Ashcraft Pharmacy, the Insurance Group, Pools Plus, and the Hutch CC Business Office. Salthawk Sports is also brought to you by the Salthawk Boosters, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Apple Lane Animal Hospital, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, William Thacker, and the Hutchinson Clinic. Stay tuned. Our Coaches Show is next on VW Radio. Get the latest news, weather, and sports in one place. HutchPost.com. It's your one-stop news source powered by Eagle Radio. Plus, play fun contests. Save with big deals of Central Kansas. Get the latest ag news, daily obituaries. Keep tabs on your favorite sports teams, including the Salthawks and Blue Dragons. And be sure to sign up for the Hutch Post Morning News in your inbox. 24 hours a day, get news when you want it at HutchPost.com. It's time for the Coaches Show on VW Radio. A look back at tonight's game and a peek into the next action. The Coaches Show brought to you by the Medicine Shop. Our chat with head coach is next after this timeout on KWVW.
The Medicine Shop. When you drop your prescriptions off, the personal care you'll find there will make you feel all better. The meds you need delivered with speed. The lowest price is guaranteed. Get your prescriptions with no hassle at 14th and
Everybody, welcome back to Hutchinson, Kansas Gowan Stadium. Scoreboard 34-33. Coach, a nice win over the number 5 ranked team in 5A, Maize South, who'd put a licking on 118-6 in 2 games on their opponents. But you guys came to play. McEwen, what a great night, close to 300 yards. And you guys got popped in the mouth, but you just kept coming back. Congratulations on a great win.
Thanks. You know, we said going in, you know, it was going to be a game of ebbs and flows. And, you know, we had to handle success as well as adversity, and I thought that the boys did great in both.
They actually did a very good job in both. I got a highlight here. I'm not sure which one it is. Turns. Gives it to McEwen. He has some room across the 5. He has the first down. And all the way down to the 2-yard line. And that is what McEwen did all night long, just quick 4 to 10-yard spurts and a whole bunch of carries, and very successful.
Yeah, you know, and just with the scheme that we kind of have gotten to a little bit this year, you know, we've put it on the fullback to make, you know, some cuts, make some plays, and, you know, he's doing it. But, you know, up front, you know, those guys, they're playing really well right now, and they're definitely getting into that defensive line.
We mentioned the names Ragoza, Seitz, Doobie, Kepler, and Fan all game long, and then also a good job done by a couple other players out there that got it done. Barlow with some good blocking as well tonight.
See, and Barlow, my goodness, what an unselfish kid. You know, him and 34, Blackwell. Like, you know, in a perfect world, like, they're getting those carries. But they've taken what their role is, and they're just doing an amazing job at it. And, you know, just going forward, I mean, a football mind and a football coach that's watching can see in that. I just want the people up in the stands to understand what a great job those guys are doing.
Yeah, they are doing a great job, and you coached them well. Also, Kinzer Newquist had a good return tonight that kind of set us up pretty good. He came down that sideline.
Yeah, that's great, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a great one.
Let's do more of those.
Yeah, again, get a few more down. So defensively, you got to be proud of your squad.
Yeah, you know, and they had a great plan, and you know, the moments that we had in front of the kids, we preached about, you know, keeping them in front of us. You know, no easy drives, no big plays, and you know, for the most part, I think we had one bust down here in the north end zone when they were going in, like a 10-yard touchdown pass. It was pretty easy, but other than that, I thought they did a really good job. And you know, there's a lot of pride in that group, and, you know, you can really see it out on the field. And, you know, there's a lot of talent over there at Maize South. And, you know, I know that we gave up, 33?
33.
But, you know, they played well.
For second week in a row, we score one more than the other guys do.
Hey, I love it. Let's do it again.
Exactly. What you talk about at halftime? Because we're tied up at 14-all. You had to be proud. You made some adjustments. What you talk about?
You know, we talked about, you know, what we were doing well. There's a couple things that we wanted to get to, but you know, the main thing is, you know, I just told them, you know, we're in a fist fight, and they really like that, because I think that, you know, there's a tough guy mentality that's kind of building with them, and they like, you know, that gritty game, and you know, it's neat to kind of watch them right now because they're growing up, you know, right in front of our eyes. Mm-hmm. But I just said, hey, we're in a fist fight, just where we want to be. And sure enough, came out and traded some blows, and, you know, we ended up on top.
Looked like we might have came out fairly healthy. Carter Young got shook up a little bit earlier on and checked him out. I think he walked that one off. And then Joe talked about Phillips having an arm dangling. He used the term dangling. We don't know where that was from, but I think he's going to be okay. We're giving Joe a hard time for that description.
One thing, Phillips didn't get mentioned in pregame for senior night. Isaiah Phillips, yeah, and I think that he's banged up a little bit. I don't know how serious it is, but that is one great young man and just an unbelievable kid. And, you know, you can't say enough great things about him. And he didn't get announced pregame, and that's, you know.
Well, he stepped up big time.
Yeah, and so anyways, just so people out there listening, Isaiah Phillips, heck of a job. You see him at Dillon's every once in a while. He's got crazy hair. Go up and talk to him, though, anyways, because he's a good kid.
He did a good job. We hope he's going to be okay. So just want to throw that out there real quick. So Let's take a quick timeout and come back and talk about Newton. We turn right around, take on another good ball club with another good quarterback. We'll be back with more right after this.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back again. We're at Gallon Stadium celebrating a 34-33 win over Maize South. We take on Newton next week, Coach. Always a tough team to play. And right now, 3 minutes left to go in the game. They trail Maize 34-27.
Yeah, I think that we're going to have our hands full again, and they got the quarterback, and they're going to chuck and duck, and they got great schemes over there.
Actually, that game is tied right now.
There we go.
They keep playing pretty good ball. So
yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have another great week. I can't wait.
And it's just a matter of line them up. You know what the schedule is, and see if we can go after it. Great win tonight, Coach. Congratulations. Dan and I are talking one of the best wins in the last 4 years, and this in the last 6 years, you put it. This was a nice signature win for Hutchinson to say, hey, we're for real.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the boys. They put in a lot of work, and we've said that a couple times now, but they really have put in a lot of work. And so, if there was a deserving group, it's this one.
We'll let you go. Let's just enjoy it. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Coach Mike Vernon, after a nice win. We're going to take one more timeout. We'll come back for some final thoughts right after this.
You've been listening to The Coaches Show on BW Radio. The Coaches Show has been brought to you by the Medicine Shop, 14th and Main. Thanks for listening to Salt Talk Sports on KWBW Radio.